Good evening and welcome to a pop-up Vpub here on the Jeff Whiskey channel. Tonight we're talking age statement whiskey, a former staple on the shelf to provide additional context to the liquid inside of a bottle, part of Roy's ABCs of whiskey, a practice that became highly prevalent in the single malt Scotch scene, which slowly was replaced with a wash of non-age statements. I joined the whiskey world during the massacre, the non-age statement invasion. However, things seem to be swinging the other way again. More brands are condensing ranges and bringing the age statement back. So, of course, I'm going to have some guests join me. And, of course, we're going to gamify tonight. So, if you're both ready, joining me is one man who tolerates no silliness and a man ready for a fight. Competing tonight is Vin from No Nonsense Whiskey and Ash from Whiskey Wars. Good evening, both.
Hello, hello.
How is it?
Hello.
Right, so we're going straight in, guns blazing tonight.
Oof.
I thought this is not a 4-hour long stream. I've made that mistake too many times. It's going to try be a tight, concise, clear Vpub, because that is what we have here. We have professionalism. But with that, I think that's a stretch, professionalism.
That's a stretch, yeah. I was going to say, I mean, I'll take it, but that's not really my bag, professionalism.
And it's great having so many people join. I didn't realize as I started talking that the image wouldn't disappear. So I may have been hidden briefly for a few minutes, which I'm sure was a big relief to everyone watching. Grateful to have so many people here. Can I bring? Yes, I can bring up comments. I am using the free version of StreamYard because they've jacked up the prices. So apologies, Vin. You've got a duck in your corner.
Cheeky duck.
And they've gone up now just to do 1 month, they now charge $44.
Do you know when not to off-piste it, but when I started doing YouTube, used to be able to do their own in-house live streaming, right? It used to be so easy, and then they sacked that off, and you had to go to OBS, which is horrendous to learn if you don't know what you're doing. And then this StreamYard upstart, 2 guys in America came out with this, and it was like $5 to $10 a month or something like that for basic, and it was amazing. And then I left it and came back, and they wanted $24 then, and I was like, nah, no, mate.
It's just wild how extreme. I think Roy was saying, or some other people were mentioning, that they previously did a lifetime membership as well, which was like $80 or something. So the pain to think they're now charging half of that, but I'm not going to moan about it. So hopefully it's okay. It means I can't play any videos. So I normally have like clips lined up. So we don't have that, but I can use the whiteboard, the presentation, the classic slides document. So I think I'm going to quickly just say hello to people in the room, and we're going to fly in with non-age statements. So firstly, Scott, thanks so much for becoming a slapper on YouTube. We have Big Jimmy Jazz, grateful to have you in here. Annoyingly, StreamYard still doesn't show the emojis, so I'm grateful for you using them. The many bottle slap. We've got, who else has joined in? Major Nut, grateful to have you here. Evening slappers, barflies, and all other whiskey folk. Yeah, there's lots of terminology for people to catch up with. I enjoy how Ralphie refers to everyone as, is it Pat Pals he calls them? Malt mates, sorry, malt mates. So everyone's a malt mate. We've got Codger, evening Jeffers, evening everyone, grateful to have you here. And DVDW, everyone enjoying summer so far. I don't know about you both, but I'm not. It's too hot.
I hate it.
Too hot.
Yeah.
It's such a classic. Nah, it's classic. Too hot.
And since I turned 40, I've become an avid like gardener and lawn guy, and this has just been so bad for my lawn.
Right. I imagine it's been heartbreaking. Is yours like mine? And it looks like the Sahara Desert, just like dry, dusty grass.
Yeah. Well, my front lawn is definitely like that because we're not allowed to use the hose pipe. But if you stuck your head over and looked at my rear garden, I have used it a little bit in the back garden.
You're going to get like knocking on the door. So your lawn seems remarkably green. Can you explain yourself? I think we should just bin off the whiskey chat and just talk about gardening, because I've discovered gardening, the love of it, and it's just... everything we
beautiful.
planted. I've done sunflowers with my daughter. We've got like our own little garden where we've got courgettes. I don't need to cook anything. Everything that we've grown is already fried. I've got chips made in the garden. It is just beyond hot. So hopefully you're both surviving. Ash, you've got a fan on, haven't you?
I have. If anyone hears it, let me know. I'll turn it off.
I have as well.
But it's essential. 34 here. So
yeah, it's well needed. I've turned mine off because I have it right next to me, but I could be tempted because I can already feel the temperature building with the lights. I think we started chatting earlier before setting up. I think I said it was at 22 and we're already now at 24. And I've got the shortest, possibly I would describe them as the sluttiest shorts I've ever purchased. And I am so grateful to be wearing them right now. So we'll keep the camera waist high tonight.
Well, the killer that maybe not everyone knows is the spotlight that you need for the videos. That adds like 5 degrees to every room that you're in.
Yeah, I think Roy's got double. He has either side from chatting. I've got 2 of the cheapest Amazon lamps, these long pole things, which are the most inefficient sweat factories known to man. So I need to upgrade them at one point, but it's the curse, isn't it? The curse of being behind the camera. We need to try and make it look good to get people to stick around.
True. And less money for the bottles.
That is true. Speaking of bottles, have you had any concerns, you both, about the heat and your whiskey? Because I keep all mine here in the office and it's not air conditioned and it's a hot little shed.
I've been totally fine. No issues with any bottles. Although they're all fresh from the start of the year, so
yeah, same here. No, I mean the old study that I used to do my videos in, that's still where I keep my whiskey, and the curtains don't open in there, so it doesn't get particularly hot. Thankfully, a few whiskeys these days are coming with that nice little screw extra on there as well. I quite like that. You know, the cork goes in and then you screw it on for that last little final touch.
I didn't know about that.
Was it Highland Park? Was it Highland Park used to do
Highland
it?
Park did
Glasgow
it.
do it.
Glasgow do it. Anyone who wants to sell in gusto to the subcontinents and the equator regions, they kind of have to do it because it forces the pop off. But maybe Ash, you'll see one in a bit for one of my bottles, but maybe not.
Okay. I'll keep my eyes peeled.
I'm enjoying this. The tea's ready. Well, with that, should we start this trainer rolling and dive into the first one, which is NAS, non-age statements. So 3 of us tonight. Unfortunately, Rob couldn't join. So we are going to be battling. Would either of you 2 like to go first, or would you like me to take the first punt?
Oh, you go first.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll work according to the order going down. So okay, me, Vin, Ash, and then whoever wins the next one can start. Right. So I've not given the game away, but I've got the slappers on Patreon to go through and submit forms and tell me what they would have picked as well, so we can kind of go through and tell them how wrong they are and how right we are.
Okay.
So I will be honest, I didn't put a lot of thought into my choices.
It's best not to.
It was very much a mad panic before going live, but my non-age statement is actually gone against my rule. I was going to focus on single malts tonight. However, for me, it is the Peat Monster by Compass Box.
Naughty.
Far from a monster. It's one of the creamiest, tastiest peated whiskies out there. 46%. It's fully natural. I can't remember what's inside this, but I know it's bloody good stuff. So yeah, that's going to be my pick for non-age statements. The Compass Box, the Peat Monster. So with that, Vin, are you ready to try top that?
Yeah, I mean, that was a short sell, man. I think you're going to do yourself a disservice with that short sell.
That is true. I did kind of panic because I haven't prepared anything. But I have got it in the glass. And I can say, like...
You're blowing your palate out with the Peat Monster straight away as well.
Yeah. As I said, I've not put a lot of thought into this. I'm hoping the people are kind.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go then for my one. Now, I'm sure you'll all imagine that I have a lot of NAS whiskey. You know, I'm not the biggest budget holder in the world. I've got a lot of age statements as well. So this was kind of hard to choose. So in the end, I went with one that had a little bit of a story behind it, if you'll permit me. Showing straight away the Tomatin Legacy. It's blowing no one's socks off. You know, it's a perfectly reasonable whiskey. It's quite cheap. It used to be very cheap. It used to be like 22 quid. Now it's like 30 odd pounds. But the reason why I love this whiskey so much is because years and years and years ago, I did a blind tasting with Roy. And I remember saying, you know, like if if I like a whiskey that's top on that list, or at least second, and it's under 60 quid, I'll buy it. But this one here has the most incredible nose of any NAS I've ever smelt. Unfortunately, it doesn't translate to the palate so keenly, but the nose on this thing is just absolute apple orchard. It's really like bright red apples. Superb. You lose yourself in that nose no end, and I think that's exactly what you need from an NAS. Simple, consumable, the guard whiskey vibe, as I like to do. You could just infinitely replace this with no guilt whatsoever. So there you go. That's my sell. That's my choice.
That's a very good sell. When did it turn blue? Wasn't it always brown?
Oh
the label?
no, this is the kind of new. They did the whole rebranding. I think the start of last year, I want to say. And this was the first. The bottle came with this new kind of like fingerprint, or like what's that, like wood? What do you call it? The rings of a wood thing vibe on it.
Yeah.
It was there was a lot of rebrands. Was it the start of this year? I can't remember. There was a lot of rebrands at the start of this year, and that was one of the better ones, I felt like. But yeah, they have changed it.
Yeah, no, that's completely. I'm a man who likes to keep his eyes out for rebrands, and that's completely passed me by.
Oof. There you go.
All right, that's a strong. I'm currently trying to find as well how to set up a poll in the comments because, of course, being YouTube, it's all changed. All right, with that, Ash, are you ready to follow on?
Yes. Well, I was actually going to go for an old favourite of mine, but a whiskey that I had last year for the first time. It's not this, but it's by Torrevieja. I actually prefer the Old Glen. That's my favourite Torrevieja. I was going to go for the Corrie Reckon, but I actually think the Torrevieja Old Glen for me now is going to be a top 10 bottle. Just a bottle that I'm always going to have in my collection. Super impressed with it. This is nice as well. I know it wasn't as well received, but for me, the Old Glen by Torrevieja, amazing. And you know how much I love Lechig, Jeff. But I really do believe Torrevieja is coming. It's coming. Really good stuff.
Did you try the cask strength version of the Old Glen as well?
Yes.
Stunning whiskey.
Yeah. And the sound of Sleets, I had the normal and the cask strength. That's the weirdest change up from a cask strength to a standard going. It completely changes the whiskey. It gets softer as well. But for me, the Old Glen's just my favourite.
Yeah, it's a very strong shout. Is it Torrevieja that has the Mandalorian helmet? As in, on some of them, is it the Old Glen that's got the two stickers either side?
They used to. So they did it with the mass free zone in the T. And they unfortunately they've changed it. And I remember when I went up there, I remember saying that I really like that, and they sort of nodded, going, "Yeah, we didn't know if many people would get that." But it's gone now, unfortunately, which is a real shame because I really loved that striking T on there.
Yeah, my only criticism with Torrevieja is the design, because they change it with every bottle. Like the Nutmoyne is a wider bottle, the Sound of Sleet's completely different design, and then this one is completely different as well. So hopefully they just stick to this design going forward.
Yeah, I like the Sound of Sleet, and I like how they're as well connecting with artists for their bottles, Torrevieja.
Yeah.
Which is a great touch, especially in a world of AI where there's a few bottles now appearing which are utilizing AI on their labels.
Shout out to Eileen Grant.
Mm-hmm. So. I've got to say, I mean, like when we started this whole YouTube gig, it was really good for whiskey, I think, because we started really quickly calling out bullshit whiskey, and I think that needs to happen again with AI generated content and bottle designs. If we see it, we need to stamp that out immediately, because there's no room in this luxury environment for AI slop at all. None of it.
Yeah. And have you both seen the huge rise of the slop? I know we chatted a few times, Vin, on in your Discord with different people who's like, oh, this channel's had some clips pinched and put behind voiceover.
Yeah.
It's getting more and more prevalent. And you see some of them are millions of views as well.
I've been super lucky. I've not come across a video recommended to me that's AI.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is.
Yeah, my face ended up on one, and that because they were based. One of them was based in Australia, and one of them was based in in Asia somewhere. We went down a specific legal battle, and they just wouldn't touch it. Copyright wouldn't touch it because it's overseas. Shocking.
And how did you know you was on then?
Because they literally,
Did you get
so
told?
I forget how it was, but on my Discord, someone shared it with us, and they'd been recommended it, and they just used maybe 10 or 15 different reviewers, not our voices, just our faces like this, and a voiceover over it, with us sort of doing this, in the background. And I was like, whoa. I mean, what you can do is request them to take your bit out now. I think that's probably the way of doing it. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't. You complain, it takes the video down. They counterclaim and say then you have to start legal proceedings, and then you can't. So YouTube has no protection for us on that whatsoever. And I find that despicable, considering the amount of content I've made over the years that they won't protect it. It's really bad. But thankfully, I haven't seen any since. But I'm sure it's there.
Yeah, touch wood. It is wild. I often see, so YouTube have been updating more and more of their back end as well, like the editor system, and they'll go in, there's a section, I think they call it, is it trending or inspiration or something, some buzzword, and when you click on it, it pulls through videos that they think's in the same niche as you, that kind of they think would be good inspiration for you to make more content. And when I last clicked on it, it was 2 AI videos came through, which are getting in the millions of views. But it's, yeah, I can understand if it's someone's passion project.
Or...
I think there, to a point, there must be. And there is always the debate, especially with YouTube, how many views are actually real. And it's not really the metric YouTube tries to watch, because of the amount of fake views I think you can get. It's kind of, is it audience retention is their kind of key. So for everyone watching tonight, I hope you're sticking around to the end. There is a quiz. Give me that sweet, sweet retention.
Yeah. I tell you what, that's something that hasn't changed since 2006 when YouTube started. It's all about clicks and eyeballs. Get the click, keep the eyeballs. And then if you can do that, that's the key to success. But it's, people make their decisions like this. It's not even 10 seconds anymore. On Instagram, it's less than 1 second. They've decided whether they're going to watch it or not. It's crazy. You can't even start with like my old hi, welcome to the. You can't even do that anymore. You have to be like, Bosh, Whiskey, stick around. It's it's a tough game. It's a tough game.
So
it's not my style as well. It feels forced.
No, not me.
Thing. It's
Yeah,
sorry, Jeff.
It's almost unnatural. No, I'm with you both. It is, like, granted, I feel like I'm almost coming that, because I feel that's what YouTube wants.
Yeah,
but it's a real tricky place, because they're trying to push everyone into the Mr. Beastification almost of everything.
Yeah,
how you need to have flying graphics, you need to be yelling at the camera, and I just do that for fun, let alone for it to look good. My goal is to keep rambling on as well, because I've got my eye on the poll, and
have you seen it?
I can't see the poll.
Very, very tight.
I've opened up the I mean, it's literally 33, 33, 35 at the moment. So yeah, you have to open up the actual video, Ash, if you want to see it.
Yes, I've had to open YouTube in a separate app. Yeah, I was thinking, could I do it in here, but I couldn't. I think we'll end the poll now, while it's a very happy start. Was it going to tell me who won? That's just there we go. So,
right at the last second,
what?
I lost.
I feel like that's a fix now, because when I clicked end,
it
was not this score. So previously, Vin, you were winning. Was it 35, 33, 33?
No, Ash was always winning, and then out of nowhere, you've snuck in at the last bit there. You put your own vote in, and then
I didn't put a vote in for mine.
That sounds like a fix, doesn't it? Oh no, I'm stopping it now. Oh, I have won. I would like to say in my defense, because I'm the creator of the poll, I'm not allowed to vote in it. It doesn't let me vote in it. Not that I would, but I physically can't, and not that.
What about your 6 alt accounts though, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm just running every screen is just a bot account. There's only 2 people watching tonight, so I'm grateful for you both here, because the rest.
Me and Ash don't count, by the way. You know that, right?
What? Right.
No, that's good. I said to Jeff when he asked me to do this, I was like, I love doing these things, and I'm always grateful to be offered, but I never ever win. My choices are always poor, so I never ever win these things. That's not a sympathy vote. Don't worry about that. You vote for whatever you think. My next one, though, hopefully will sway a few people. We'll see.
I was going to say you should have holded it until the next round when the votes up. So is that 3? Oh, 3 to me.
All this technology, and you're going pen and paper.
Yeah, you can't beat. I'm not even using a pen anymore. I've moved on to the pencil world.
Oh, nice.
And I've got so fed up.
I hate those
pens running
pencils
out.
as well. You need the standard pencils.
Oh
They
no,
snap.
I'm a sucker for the clickers. It gets me going. It does.
I've got I'm into like puzzle books now as well, so I've got all these puzzle pencils where you get a freebie one, don't you?
I love how this is becoming such an old man chat. We meant to be doing this like vibrant whiskey chat. We're talking about lawns.
Look, I started this game when I was 30 years old. I'm going to be 41 next week, so I'm moving straight into my old man era. No shame, don't care. Let's have it.
It's the right way to be. Yes, I see myself as someone who's just turned 30, but that was it that Jennifer Lawrence says in that film? I've just left 29. Yeah.
Last year,
29, 4 years ago. What did people go for in the chat? Let's pull some through. I did have them start. Dude with the dram, great to have you here, buddy. Wonderful to see you and so many barflies and bottle slappers here. The Garden Whiskey Corner is pure bliss. I can only recommend it. That sounds like a nice bit of shade as well. Gabriella, stay cool. I, as a man who wears sunglasses indoors, I think staying cool is not possible. We're grateful to have you here. Let's see if I can pick some more up. Nick, you're 9 degrees. Oh, that sounds lovely. That's right now. It'd be horrid being there in a way, but right now in this sweat boxes that I feel like we're all starting to warm up. And in an office set to 22 again, 22. That feels quite a tasty heating. A lot of time for Peter Kelly with Alan Partridge Soft. Aha, yes, they are. They're getting higher and higher as well as I sit down. I've got my daughter's party this weekend, and I physically went out to buy more shorts because I didn't feel these were suitable to walking around an aquarium with 40 kids on wearing shorts that are a good couple inches above the knee. Whiskey Love Society, great to have you here, buddy. Almost at the 5,000 mark. Well done. Yes, I can't believe it. I'm getting close. It's always the last bit kind of feels like it goes slower, but it could be because I spotted it. I was like, oh, I am getting close. So thank you very much. To everyone who does support this silly channel, I'm very, very grateful. And as well, I'm sure I've said it multiple times, grateful for you both for joining me tonight and humoring me with your time.
Always a pleasure. Honestly, I love coming on. I'm gonna chat.
Brilliant. I'll slip you that $5 later. Alistair Gray, great to have you in.
I didn't get a $5.
I sent you the photo in the shorts. That was enough.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Andy with Ralphie has his whiskey buffy and Jeff has his whiskey shed. Do you also travel through a wormhole to get your whiskey? Fortunately, I don't, and Roy doesn't come down here often to utilize the wormhole that he did to get to the Isle of Man the other day. I think being on an island right now with a breeze sounds quite nice as well. And a quick shout out to Zeri, 36 months. Thanks so much for being a bottle slapper for so long. Kay McKenzie, thanks so much for joining, for becoming a slapper on YouTube. I want to say, is it Gabriella? I'm sure, is that right? I hope I'm reading it right. If not, do tell me. I'm dreadful at pronunciation, but thanks so much for becoming a bottle slapper on Jeff Whiskey channel. Whiskey with Molly, again, 36 months. That's a wild number. And Ebhead, thank you, buddy. 24 months for supporting the slap. It's wild to see such high numbers. I need to make more emojis because it does go, the changes every time. Like, I think it's every 3 months or something, and I think it cuts off at 12. I think because I thought people would not be hanging around that long. Right, are you both? Now is also a good time. Do you have any thoughts on non-age statements? Do you feel like, I know some people feel they were a bit of a scourge, especially when every brand was bringing out 3 or 4.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with it is, it was a necessity, right, to keep a lot of them going. I get that, but again, like I said earlier, you know, the YouTube game and the reviewers before us, you know, the bloggers and that lot. I remember so distinctly the Glenlivet. I forget which one. What was it called? The one that was that pale blue label. I forgot what it's called now.
Was it Captain Sank or?
It's something. Yeah, it was basically it was dross. You know, they took the 12 away that we all loved and replaced it very, very quickly. They didn't leave it 6 months, just very, very quickly with this dross that was the same price. And I think that kind of broke the bubble of really, really terrible and no age statement whiskey. You know, obviously it still exists. You know, I'm not saying it doesn't, but a lot of these guys now, you know, they have to bring out good quality whiskey. Otherwise, we'll just kill it straight away. You know, it won't get anywhere. It'll go to the mass market, sure, but if they're aiming for us, you know, the 10% that we are, then they've got to pull the finger out and make good whiskey, no matter what number it says on.
I love the fact with NAS whiskies that it gives an entry level taste of the distillery. So, like for me, when I got into whiskey, very, very bottle conscious. Like £25 was like the limit then, and it allowed me to taste so many different distilleries. And then if you enjoy it, you can work your way up. So for that progression scale, I love it. I think most distilleries should have a NAS bottle, but my issue is there's a lot of distilleries that release 8, 9 NAS bottles, and it's a flood, an overflowing of just choice, and it dilutes every expression. I think you should love one release, one finish that you think our distillate tastes amazing in this. Release that at a cheaper price, you know, and stand behind it, because there's a lot of misses with those distilleries, I think.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think if a non-age statement is like the entry, because most commonly it is, it was called the Founder's Reserve bin.
That's the one, yeah.
Mostly just like there is a Captain's Reserve, but they tried to capitalize that with a Founder's Reserve, which was their very cheap non-age statement entry, which was apparently just trash.
I just as an example, I'll use Ardbeg with it.
Yeah.
Because my first Ardbeg was the Wee Beastie, the day it came out. I got it for like £31, whereas the 10 was always 40. You know, so it just makes it a little bit more easy to get stuck into.
Yeah. Didn't that carry a 5-year age statement though, the Wee Beastie as well, didn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, NAS. I always think NAS below 10 years.
That's young, But that is interesting with Ardbeg, because their non-age statements, the Aqvavitae and the Ugadal, they're more premium products. So it's nice that NAS non-age statements don't always mean cheap. You think of stuff like the Glenmorangie Signet, which is plus 200 quid now, I think. Because and we've also got, I've asked the slappers on Patreon, I put a little poll out for what they were putting forward for their non-age statement picks. So we have Jane Street, the smoky one, an absolute banger. I fully recommend. Most people say it's a Lagavulin. I don't know if I've been persuaded it's that, but I do steer that way. It's got that kind of burnt apples. Menno with a non-Scotch, so he's got Amaret Fusion. Have you had that one? It was massive, maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It was like the bottle to grab. Isla Rassi, Chinkapin, the Ardenhole Balsa, which is an absolute banger. Fantastic. Yeah, it really is a great whiskey. I'm really annoyed I didn't buy that when it was on offer. Like, I think it had like £8 off or something, and I was like, no. Glen Scotia Victoriana, again, a pricier non-age statement. I don't think the love's there anymore like it once was.
I believe they're quite batchy from what I've heard, because I had a bottle of it and I wasn't loving it, but I do hear the batchy, so I think some are better than others.
Yeah, no, I think that could be it, because when I first got into it, everyone was raving about it. I bought it. It's still the old style bottle, and it's good, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. And then some people since have said, it's a bit dross, not worth grabbing. Compass Box Orchard House, fully agree with. Another vote for Torabeg, so with the Sound of Sleet. Kilholm and Mackie Bay, great shout. And then Ardnamurk and Cash Strength, quite a pricey non-age statement, but I think it's Ardnamurk and you know what you get, and it's going to be gold.
This is the thing though, isn't it? It's like no matter what category we dial into, whether it's NAS, age statements, grain, single malt, whatever, there is crap and there is good and there is incredible across the board, you know. So it's that's the one thing I've always found most frustrating is when people say I won't drink anything less than a 12-year-old. I won't drink. I mean, even stuff with colouring, you know, I'm not too bothered about colouring. I don't like it, but it's not the be all and end all of a crap whiskey or a good whiskey. You know, I just want it all to be on the label. That's my big thing. Get it all on the label, then I'll be happy. But yeah, there's lots of crap out there and lots of amazing stuff out there.
I was gifted a bottle last week of the Glenfiddich 18, and I could find numerous £25 bottles that are, I think, much better.
Yeah. It's fine, isn't it? It's fine, but you don't want when I see like an 18 plus, I don't want fine anymore. I want to drink it and go,
yeah,
yes, man, that's what I'm talking about, But yeah, you just don't always get that. Some of the older boy, I will say, some of these distilleries that have been around 400 years odd, and now social media in the last 10 years has kicked off. They don't know what they're doing with that, So it's a struggle for a lot of them to catch up with it, And they've got a big old cask.
It's tough
library.
Having an 18-year-old at like 40% as well. So do that, and it's like.
Yeah, no room for any of that, I don't think. But then you've got to look at the target audience, haven't you? I was in an airport last week, and I don't even look at the whiskey anymore, genuinely, because it's all so boring and so not focused to me at all.
Well, the deals are gone in airports as well the last 3 years, I'd say, which is a shame.
Massive shame.
Yeah. And it's, as you said, it's the market as well. So when I got married, my groom's, I had two best men, and they went together and they bought me Glenfiddich 18 because it was marketed as this is the premium. You've ruined the surprise me now. I've held off for 6 years, 7 years, 6 years, 7 years to not open it because I want to open it with them, but I haven't got them into whiskey yet. But it's a case of, you've ruined the surprise now. But for them,
I need to call a taxi now.
They saw, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't say, but they saw it as obviously it was this premium age statement from a well-known brand. But you'd think, surely, if your people are buying these bottles for a celebration, you want it to be your highest quality to then get people to, I guess it falls down with trickle-down economics. If you're buying that level, probably not buying lower. But the thinking should be, if you are buying that point, you want to go lower to spread, to get more involved into that brand. I don't know if that's not how it works, but the thinking behind it.
I mean, the way I would relate it back to your situation there, Jeff, like when you open that bottle with your pals that bought it for you, it will be the best whiskey you've got in your glass that time. You will love it, and the whiskey will fall into the background, and you'll have a great time with your mates. And that's what it should always be about. It's not a bad whiskey at all. We're not trying to say that. It's just in comparison to what you can get very easily, very cheaply now. It's just not. It's not, that hasn't got the bang for the buck that I would say, but then my palate is quite high ABV craving, so when I see 40% on anything, I'm a bit like, not really for me, that.
Yeah, no, I think I fully get that. And hopefully my goal is to get them both to like whiskey or just tolerate whiskey. They're both very much like, it's the devil's work. They won't touch it. So I keep battling, but they're hard people to change. So now let's dive in to the age statement. Ash, you're appearing first on my screen. Are you ready to go first between a 3 and a 9-year-old age statement?
Can I have a question. Can I go for a blend?
Of course.
Yes, you can do whatever you like. Okay. I purposely didn't say it had to be Scotch. I didn't say it's been. I wanted to keep it open.
Mm.
So I was just to see kind of what people brought to the table. So yes, you fire away.
Well, if I had to choose one that I have on my person, it would be this one here. But it's not the best one. The best one I've ever had was my whiskey of the year last year, actually. Living Souls 99&1. It's Leipzig. I just love Leipzig. It's a 3-year-old because of the 3-year-old grain going in, but 99% Leipzig 18, £55. For me, I actually bought for my 30th last year the 18 because it was like a dream whiskey for me for years. And then a week after I bought it, someone messaged me and said about the Living Souls. So I got that the following week, and it's incredible whiskey for the money as well.
Yeah, I think it's hard to go wrong, isn't it? So isn't it the 99 isn't it a teaspooned Leipzig 18?
It's exactly Leipzig 18, but I think it's 3-year-old grain. I don't know which grain, but it does change the flavour slightly. I do prefer the standard 18, but for £55, it's probably my top 5 whiskies. If I'm doing like a value pick, that it would be in there. Yeah.
No, I like that. And straight off the bat, just saw Pete Ed comment saying it's sherried. As he says, he's not a fan of grape pollution.
But it's not heavily sherried. Like,
well, you got to take
it is sweet.
You got to take it with a pinch of salt. Last time I was in face to face with Peterhead, he bought a bottle that was a refill sherry. It was a Highland Park, and it was refill. There's no trace of it, but I won't let that go. Vin, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I am going to sort of cheat a little bit, and it fits the brief for sure. But I'm going to pick my own whiskey because this is the Glasgow 1770 PX release that I did a couple of years ago, and this was that cap I was talking about, Ash, where you have to twist it off to pull it up. It's got a little thing on there, which is it's dead handy. That I really like that. But yeah, the story behind this, obviously, I've released a few whiskies in my time, 6 now, but I have to say this was the peak of everything I ever did. You know, I loved it right from the start. They sent me one sample of this. It wasn't even a pick between a bunch of ones. They sent me the sample of this, and I was like, yes, I want that right now. And we only had 80 bottles of it in the end. Selling this as a 5-year-old whiskey, 60.1%, fully matured in, it's virgin oak, and then finished in PX casks for a year and a bit. And we were selling this for 59 quid, and it sold out within a week, which was good and unfortunate. I've still got this and one more bottle left. This is my last little bit of this now. But everyone went absolutely nuts for this. And I was so proud for releasing it that when I was looking through my collection at the age statements between 3 and 9, it had to be this, because I will never release a whiskey as good as this ever again if I get the chance to. And it's kind of made me slow down on releases as well, because of that reason. I was kind of thinking to myself, actually, if I'm going to put something out, it should be a banger and not just something that I kind of like and is fine, you know. So if I get an option, you know, if Glasgow ever have another cask of this knocking around, I'll do it. But yeah, that's my pick.
Yeah, do you know, I bet it's amazing because I love Glasgow. What they do. It's
Glasgow do stunning stuff, and amazing. I will say that is the most stunning of stunning stuff. I've not found a PT Sherry bomb that's beaten it, to be honest. I think I've put mine to the back of the shelf because it is so dangerously good. That it's a high ABV, but it just lures you in, and it's so easy at times while it's being super interesting, like smoked Vinto kind of thing. I was looking for the bottle just then because I wanted to pour it. I don't want to praise your pick because obviously I'm going to bring mine and be the winner, but it's a case of it really is. Yeah, I would love if they got in touch with you again and said, oh, you know, we've got the other half of that barrel, or we've done it again.
That's what happened, right? Because they there's actually another version of that released in Germany for Club, and they got half a barrel, and they had half a barrel pre-bottled, all ready to go, nowhere for it to go. And when I was speaking to Seb on the phone as I did back then, and he was like, do you know what? I've got something you might want to try. And he sent me the sample, and then we just stuck labels on it and got it out. It was such a perfect culmination of events. But yeah, I think it was, I'm not sure the exact reasoning, but I think we managed to get 2 bottles behind the bar at the Pot Still in Glasgow for people to try before it was released, and those 2 bottles were gone on the night they were put in. So that really helped. You know, it was like I said, the peak of my whiskey career, and I don't think I'll ever do anything to top it.
Yeah, and it's just so well priced as well, painfully priced. I was so desperate to get a second one.
Oh, they lost money, mate. They lost money on that for sure.
But I think they gained so much goodwill because I feel like that was one of the biggest turning points for them, and then that kind of got them on the fan train, the enthusiast pick. And I'm an absolute sucker for Glasgow. I think I did a video. Go.
They do amazing whiskey. I was just about to say, and the bottle design is one of the best, I think, on that.
Yeah, for sure. But none of that matters now because I need to stop praising you to go for my pick. I'm sure 99 and 1's good as well. I haven't tried it personally, but
it is good.
You've got to, Jeff. Honestly, you've got to.
What round are we in? Between 3 and 9?
Yeah, only the second round, Jeff.
I literally just had it in my hand. So this is the first.
Just like it'll be smooth and tight.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going well. It's because I can't see anything in these shades, but yeah, for me, it's got to be. Kilkerran, 8-year-old.
Oh, come on.
But I've gone for the bourbon cask. Most people
Oh,
put
I
on
could've
for
done
the
that.
port cask, but this bourbon one is just
I could have done that.
spectacular. Kilkerran's, we all know, is amazing. And Kilkerran in bourbon cask matured, cask strength for 8-year-old, 55.6% ABV. I think this now is my favorite Kilkerran. My all-time, I think, still favorite distillery with an all-time favorite whiskey. This is just liquid gold. I absolutely, love this stuff. So I think that's all I need to say about it. I think everyone who's tried it has fallen in love with it as well.
My cat disagrees with you.
It's a bit there. So that's now turning. We've got all 4 guests now. Sorry, Rob, we didn't need you. It looks like it's seen some things.
Oh, she's not been let out for nearly 2 months now because she hurt her leg. And she's been crated for 2 months, and it's just now just mooching around the house. Anyway, she'll be back, I'm sure.
I have now dropped the poll, so we'll see what the audience decides. I do feel like anything Campbelltown, or specifically, was it what's the term? Is it Mitchell's?
Yeah.
The Springbank and Kilkerran, Longborough. I feel like that's a bit of a cheat card, to be honest, at sometimes. But I just love.
Yeah, you're storming the poll with that. To be fair,
have a look. Even after you've voted for your own ones, yeah.
Exactly. I had to get mine in this time.
I'm bombing hardcore again. You know, this is what happens with these things.
Yeah, I think it's though because not many people have tried it. But what can you think of any whiskies to compare it to? I can't think of. Maybe the Kilchoman Sanaig is slightly like that, but I think it hasn't got the depth. I can't think of one that I could match exactly. Lefroy 10 Sherry Oak, again, that's close.
Very ashen, though, isn't it? Yeah.
But it's more ashen. It's such a smoky Vimto whiskey.
The thing with it is, the only thing you can compare it to is their own peated cask strength, because it was the same, just more single casky, you know.
Yeah. PX.
Yeah.
PX. Yeah. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, you two, because I'm currently trying to find that bottle.
He's going to dig. He's doing what I always did. This is the reason why I got the cubes in the first place, because you can bury your best whiskies 2, 3, 4 lines deep, and then it becomes such a ball ache to get them out that you just don't bother. So they stay nicely hidden behind your guard whiskies.
Yeah, I really wish I'd tidied up because it's such a tip, and I really didn't like the backdrop, such a mess. And I keep trying to tidy it up, but because I bring things in and out of it all the time, it just gets worse and worse. So I found Roy's Glasgow, but that's a very different kettle of fish. So I can't see what I'm guessing. It's like I put it on the bottom shelf. So I bought the shelf inserts and I put them on their side so they look like TIE fighters, just to kind of reinforce the shelves a bit more because I get worried all the weight. So I'm guessing I put it at the back of one of them. Right, let's see how the poll's doing. I'm happy to end it there because I've just seen it.
It's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Right, I won't pull any more. I'm going to change a pick and I won't pull another.
Why not?
Joker.
No, you carry on, mate. We all had that opportunity.
True.
And the only rule that we had, I said to you last night, the only rule that we had was that we had to have the bottles around somewhere or something that we could point at. Because so many times I've done this and you sit there and you'll go, right, I've got this, and someone will go, yeah, but Macallan 30, here's a picture of it. I haven't got the bottle. And you just kill it. But yeah, so if you've got the bottle, you carry on.
Yeah, it was very almost the Kilkerran Port because I do love that one. But I thought this bourbon one is just blowing me away, but I'll take that. Yeah, 61%. I'll tell you what, I never win these when I'm hosting them.
Sure.
And this is going to be my game. Living Souls 99. I always try to do puns as well, so it's not just bad spelling. I know I'm dyslexic, but I'm not that bad. And then the Glasgow 7070, the Vinner, I was proud of that one. Probably use that a couple of times tonight. And yeah, I'm sorry, Vin. It wasn't close to that one. So currently, at least it's consistent, 3-1-2 point wise. We'll see what the slappers have gone for. So their choices. So we had the Glasgow 8, the Aqvavitae one. So his is bourbon barrel.
Yeah, pure bourbon barrel.
It's a shame it's unpeated. Have you tried Glasgow's 8-year-old bourbon barrel they releases, which was peated or lightly peated? Is that any good?
Stunning. They, in my mind, they've only ever done one bottle that wasn't that great, and that was the first release they did of their triple distilled, and they put far too much virgin oak in that, and it was so oaked. And then they took that on the nose, and then the next release they did, they fixed it. The only other one I didn't like that much was the Manzanilla cask, and that was a bit too strong for my liking, but everyone loved that apart from me. So they've just done banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, they're not doing. I picked them for my one distillery. They could have only have one distillery ever. That was my pick, was Glasgow, just because the wild finishes they're doing and the maturations, and the fact you got the triple distilled original and peated. It's just brilliant. So yeah, a Kilkerran 8-year-old with Menno. I'm assuming he's going for the bourbon pick. I think that'd be his jam. Springbank 5-year-old 100 proof. That I could have gone for that one. I've got it on the shelf. I've not had enough of it to connect with it, I don't think. We've got the Wee Beastie, Davy, another Kilkerran 8-year-old with Tobias, another Kilkerran 8 bourbon cask. I should know what's coming up. I typed this only a few minutes ago. Another Aqvavitae Glasgow bourbon cask, a Wee Beastie again, and then the Ardent cask strength from Tom. Fantastic shout.
All solid.
And then we have then also got just some in the chats. Whiskey Weekend Dram, a few Kilkerran. Yeah, people love Kilkerran. Kilkerran for me is still king of Campbelltown. Ebhead, was this like a pre-vote? Yeah, so to the slappers on Patreon, I put out a poll that they can kind of, because you've got a lot more flexibility of what you can do on Patreon than you can on YouTube. So the slappers on there just kind of submitted their thoughts on a form. It was very last minute. I kind of didn't think things through. Like, I hadn't even decided on the topic until a couple of nights ago. Pete Head, I did not fill in the recommendation, so you was gone for the Ardent 5-year-old cask strength. Solid shout. Peter Kelly, Aqvavitae Glasgow. You haven't tried Vin, but a big fan of lots of Glasgow single cask finishes. Great stuff. I don't think you'll find it anywhere. Like any bar, I can't imagine having a stock or any, because they sold it directly through the Glasgow website, wasn't it? It wasn't through
my one you're talking about.
Yes,
I would say keep an eye on auction sites, because occasionally one pops up, but I can't guarantee the price on that. But yeah, there are no bottles for sale anymore. They're all gone. Yeah, long gone.
Yeah, fingers crossed for the next one.
Yeah.
Kay McKenzie, you can only throw down the Joker. Yeah, I think that is fair. That's a fair point. Ebhead, does it get much better than Kilkerran bourbon matured? Well, that's what the people say. I don't want to say anything, but I'm happy with the outcome. Yeah, Menno, you were going for the bourbon one. It's just a banger. Yeah, Ian also agreeing. I'm assuming it's my one, saying it's a banger, no doubt. Pete Head, it's clearly had one too many sherry cask finish where he says Jeff for president. No one wants that. Kiwi Gore, great to have you in, buddy. Or is it, I always want to say, is it Kiwi Gore? Do I always should pronounce it Kiwi Ig? Oh yeah, no, I'll call you Kiwi Gore still, if that's all right, buddy. And evening, Jeffy. Evening, Jeffery. Oh, see that hurts my soul seeing it like that. Me and G Whiskey still debate over the correct spelling of it. So I've got, as I discovered, mine's the French spelling apparently, because I'm J and then I'm Eri. So I meant to be like, without putting a horrid, terrible French accent on, apparently my surname is actually Jeffery. So it's Jeffery, apparently. Something I learned about my history from talking to my granddad. I said I was going to keep tonight tight. This is going off the rails. You can tell that this is why Rory doesn't get me in that often. And I think for good reason. All right, Ash. We're now at the 10 to 13-year-old age statement.
Well, I didn't win, first? Jeff, but if you...
That's all right. Sure. I don't want to keep going first. It's going to get embarrassing.
Okay, no worries. Do you know, I do feel bad, although I don't actually, because I might get a win this time. Taking a leaf out of Jeff's book.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not actually going for this one. The 12 cask strength, for me, it's probably the best 12-year-old cask strength that I've had, especially for the money. if you can get your hands on it, and that's the issue with it. So yeah, I'm going to go with that. The 12 cask version, not this.
You're going for the 12 cask, yeah. No. Was that your pick originally, or did you see the Kilkerran outturn and you thought, oh, let's adapt here?
I took a leaf out of your book, Jeff. I thought I've got to get a win on the board.
Yeah.
It's fair. It's fair. I don't think you need to say anything more about it as well. The Springer soul just connects with people.
I remember I bought that whiskey when I had just moved to Ireland. So it was years ago. And I got it I actually got that and the 15 for £75 and a free Glencairn.
Oh, that just sweetens the deal. That's a good shop.
And that was before they were just hotcakes and you couldn't get them.
Yeah,
I've not actually bought a Springbank since, apart from that 10-year-old. Can't get them. I always miss out.
Yeah, and I think the cash strength as well, 12 cash strength, I think is the one that most people go for. Yeah. I think out of all of it, there's a lot of love for the 15.
That's my favourite.
See, that's a lot of people's favourite, and I didn't get on with it.
Was yours heavily sherried though? Mine
yes,
wasn't.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. I prefer them less sherried.
Yeah, my one, I even wrote down after doing a review for it it lost its Springbank DNA because it came too sherried.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to chuck out an unpopular opinion here, but I'm not that bothered about Springbank. You know, it's great liquid, and I enjoy it whenever I have it. Apart from that 5-year-old one that they put out fairly recently, I didn't enjoy that at all. But the faff you've got to go through to get a bottle of it is not worth it for me at all. You know, especially when there's like the choice I'm about to put out is still available right now. Surprisingly enough, I just checked it to see if it was, and it is, which is crazy. But yeah, I've never been a FOMO guy ever. So if I have to go to any special efforts that involves not just clicking a few buttons to say yes, I want it, I'm not interested. Yeah, I'm certainly not interested in inflated prices.
I wish I wasn't a FOMO guy, but I totally am. This was the final release that I got. I didn't even want it, and I just had to get it.
No, and a lot of people are. You know, a lot of people are in the same. You know, it really presses into that kind of collector's FOMO vibe. And I've never been a collector. You know, I've got 150 bottles and 5 or 6 of them are sealed. You know, similar to you guys by the look of it. So I've just never been. You know, nothing stresses me out more than someone's backdrop that's just a big string of Springbanks all sealed. You know.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
I don't wait. I've got a problem though. I don't wait more than a day to open a bottle of whiskey that I've bought.
No,
I have to try it.
Yeah, sometimes
I can't wait.
Sometimes I get through the door. If I've got because I had this one years ago. Sorry, Jeff, I'm derailing again. But I had this unicorn bottle years ago that I bought for £185. Still the most expensive bottle I ever bought. It was a Glenmorangie private cask thing, like a 19-year-old Atlanta it was called. Anyway, and I kept it for like 2 years. And I kept watching the price go up. And in the end, I got drunk one New Year's Eve and I just opened it. And then it was gone. So now what I do is if I've got an expensive bottle, I just come through the door, I break the seal. It's not worth any money anymore, and I can enjoy it. I don't have to worry about that. Don't get involved in the secondary market at all. There's maybe 5 bottles I've got that I'm sitting on that would do me some favours one day. But really, they're going to be for my daughter to clear out when I die, you know. one day, many years from now.
Yeah, it's the best way is to. I'm like you. I get that itchy feeling when I see a bottle turn up. I'm like, oh, I could just if I have something now. Obviously, I finish work. Any of my if my employer's watching, I always finish work first. But if I see it come through the door, work from home, you're always like, oh, you know, there's going to be a bit of bottle shock to it. It's been in a, you know, rattling around in a box or a bag for a while, but it's that urge to just try something new and experience it, and
exactly
to hold off and think, oh, this could be worth money in the future. It's just so I feel detrimental to the whiskey market. It has got a place. Everyone likes a collector. People who never open their Pokemon cards are now raking it in, doing blind packs and that lot. But where's the fun? I loved being a kid with all my bent Pikachus and all this lot on the little folder, trying to trade it, getting rid of all my Magikarps because no one wants them. It's like it should be enjoyed.
There's only one bottle actually. I said I've always opened a bottle. There's only one that I haven't, and it's because I bought 2 of them because I missed out on the PX version of the Redbreast. And it sold out because it was limited. So when the Tawny came out, I got 2. I thought, I'm not missing out this time. And then I didn't enjoy it. So it's just sitting there unopened, and I don't know what to do with it. But that's the only one.
You got to get people into whiskey, because I imagine it's still, Redbreast is always accessible, isn't it? When you go to a social event, if you want people to get into whiskey, I imagine that's a good pull, that is.
Well, it's a limited edition from 4 years ago, and it's still available. So it's
it says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, are you ready? So we've got 1 Springbank. Vin, if I go last, are you happy to go second, just so I can do the poll at the same time? Cool. Right, the stage is yours, buddy.
I mean, it seems kind of pointless to go up against the Springbank, to be honest, but I'm going to anyway, because I've got here the Ardbeg 10-year-old cask strength that they did fairly recently, and I thought this would have been sold out by now, and it isn't, which is, I have to say, is a real shame. I will say nothing particularly special about this. It is literally the Ardbeg 10 presented at 61.7%. You know, like we were talking earlier, Ash, you know, sometimes you see a difference between the jump up. There is no difference in this jump up, apart from, you know, on top of that horrendous peat that you get from it, this massive slap in the face of ABV. I poured it into my glass for this. It's such a monster. I think they made a slight mistake at selling it at £75. That's probably the reason why it's still around. But I still, I mean, when I did my review of this, it's perfectly adequate for that amount of money, especially when you consider the other Ardbeg releases that they've had recently. But yeah, if you were in any way, shape or form a fan of Ardbeg 10, and then you all you ever wanted was a cask strength version of it, and not just cask strength, like 61.7% is a monstrous number. It's a superb whiskey, and available is the good thing about
that. My one thing with certain cask strengths, when a whiskey is already amazing at 46, natural colour, non-chill filtered, I always find when it's a cask strength, it's like, if I love it, I'll get it. But if it's just a good whiskey, I always find it hard, because they're usually priced at quite a bit more as well. Like it's almost double the price of the 10. So whereas with the Lefroy, there's a massive gap from 40 to the cask strength. I don't know what you guys think of that. But...
Yeah, I think if I remember going back to it, I think I said it probably priced a little high, you know. But this is Ardbeg we're talking about. You know, they are massive fans of taking the piss a little bit. You know, especially when we went through that NFT phase, it was shocking. I'm so glad that died a death. But so I'll forgive them for inflating a price a little bit, because that is their MO. You know, if you want to be a fan of Springbank or Ardbeg or whatever, you've got to be prepared to bend over and lube up, haven't you? But it's I was surprised about how good it was. And it's like that clean, fresh Ardbeg, ex-bourbon. There's no frills. You know, you might not even pick it out of a blind lineup if you put it in there as an Ardbeg. But it's bang for buck, you're getting it.
And that's perfect, Vin. I don't think you can capitalize phrasing on my channel any better than bend over and lube up.
Absolutely.
It's very on brand here. And as you were speaking, I straight away went to search for Ardbeg 10 cask strength to see how much it was and how available it was, because it's been on my to buy list, and they seem to not have it out to retailers. Unless that's
it's a committee release, right? It's one of those ones where and that's the thing, because most of these committee releases, you really did have to fight for it or join the committee or whatever to get them. But it's really slowed down for them, and that's really indicative of the buyer's market right now. You know, where people are voting with their wallets and whatnot. But what it does mean is that releases are available. You know, and we are starting to see prices creep down a little bit, dare I say. So, you know, one day this might turn up on a deal because it's still there. They'll want to shift it at some point, right? There's nothing worse than a bottle sitting on a shelf somewhere. So yeah,
and it'll be an amazing deal when it does when it does drop. Yeah. It'll be well worth it, because I still say Ardbeg have one of the best core ranges on the market for value for money. It's insane. It's just that more limited stuff is a bit different.
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
I fully agree with you. It's been on my to try list for a long time. 10 cask strength, and like you, Ash, sometimes I'm hesitant at cask strength. I quite like a low ABV whiskey. I'm not afraid of a good 40%. I'm a bit like scum in the whiskey enthusiast community. I definitely get looked down upon, and I'm happy with that. I know my place. I'm as what was it on the Uncut and Unchill Filtered podcast when I went on that a couple of years ago, how I coined the term peasant pick to describe what I brought to the table when they were putting out these like £200 bottles, and I'm there like, Well, I got this from Co-op for 18 quid, and it's quite nice. I'm happy to be Scum. And my pick, however, is far from Scum. It's nicely segue in there. But again, what round are we on? 10 to 13. Oh, yeah, I know which the one this is. Of course, I'm going for Glencadam 10.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yep, so I'm avoiding the PT powerhouses. I've gone for, especially in the old label, which is an absolute stunner bottle. It's just everything I want whiskey to be. It's clean, it's easy yet super, super interesting. Unfortunately, the cork has died, and I've now got a Craigellachie cork on the go. But I think it just adds to its charm. This really is just amazing liquid. The other day, I'm going to be brutally honest with everyone. It's been a very tough year for the Jeffrey family at times, and I had a dram of this, and everything just felt right in the world. Like, it's just a whiskey that I think it just touches your soul. It's just so well made. It's apples, pears, stairs, and it just keeps you singing. This is what whiskey should be. Not everything needs to be a bold, brash peat bomb or a sherry singer. Sometimes you just want to have the pure stuff, which is priced right. So that's Glencadam 10's my pick.
Solid choice.
I feel like this is probably the best round, I'd say, for whiskies.
Do you know, I just thought of one that I love, and I totally forgot about it. The Bunnahabhain and 12 cask strength.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely adore that, but it's been a while since I've had it.
Yeah, and the second I put the poll, it just instantly went straight to Springbank, 100%.
Playing the game. But it is an amazing whiskey, to be fair.
Fully out of context, I very much enjoyed this. So Roy's enjoying his well-earned break. And no context, this is probably my favourite comment of the night so far. They wouldn't let me type lube. I'm not going to expand on that further. I know the context. We got Ebhead, Cadam 10 is delicious. I'm glad you agree. Of course, a huge shout out to Anthony Lambert. Thank you for joining the Slappers on YouTube. Very grateful for your support. Alex B420, fair play for stepping in with a pop-up Vpub again, Jeff. Aaron Barley 10 for you in that category. I think it's a banger. I really need to try it. Everyone is raving on about it. I love Aaron. I was very late to the Aaron 10, kind of that hype train. That's the Oswards that kind of got me into it, and I've been smitten since. But thank you ever so much for your generous support. That really means a lot. It all goes back into the channel, and it goes back into the whiskey. So I'll have to buy a new Glencadam just so I've got one with the right cork. I quite like actually you can see like that ridge. I don't know why more brands don't do that. That tactile extra, I guess probably because it looks a bit inappropriate, but we'll move on. And providing context to Roy's lube. Look at this, loving it. Didn't expect chat about lube, but contextually you're up for it. You can tell he's having a good holiday. He's had a few drams in a hammock, and he's well up for a good time. Thanks so much for letting me step in. I always love stepping in to do the Vpub. I've only managed to grab one slot this summer. There's brilliant Vpubs coming from Dave Drinks Whiskey and Jim the Whiskey Novice. I should find out the dates they're doing it to provide you. I'll put it in the comments and link to theirs below. They'll be doing Vpubs over the next few weeks while Roy's away. Let's see. I think Gav's Dram, I think this was the Springbank.
That's the Springbank, yeah.
I think it was. Scott Thor, Springbank 12 cask strength. Yep, I think it's going to be it. Jeffrey Bangers, and he was talking to me, Philistine. So this is the Jeffrey discussion. Almost the perfect name. I'm all about bangers whiskey, but the Jeffrey part, we're two sides of the same coin. We've got Sean. Thanks for joining in. Would happily put King. This is why really I do live streams. King Glacier Raw 8-year-old from Inchdarin. Is that the really tall bottle with a big handle?
Yeah,
almost like a sword.
Yeah,
I've not tried it. Best peated whiskies. I had to put that.
The heavily peated one. It's got some wine cask or something with it. It's amazing.
I've just scribbled down that one to check out after the stream. That's the dangerous thing as well about Whiskey Tube. Like, I've got 3 bottles I've already noted down to look at and add to my shopping list after this. But I don't think we need to keep this poll going any longer, do we? I think it's fair. We put
me out of my misery for a third time.
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that. I thought yours would have been second. I think if the Springbank card wasn't pulled, I thought yours would have won it, Ardbeg.
Well, I mean, not everyone's a Pete fan, right? You know, there's the ex-bourbon is the backbone of whiskey, as I often say. So it's, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to change any of my bottles that I've got coming up, but I'm not that sure about any of these now.
No, it's what I haven't said is I'm going to do one of those quizzes where the person who comes last is actually the winner.
I mean,
so you played under her.
Yeah,
but to be honest, us 3 are winners because we get to sit here and chat whiskey, even if we come out too tired and sweaty. And hopefully everyone watching can be winners. While they put themselves through this torture, they've hopefully got a brilliant shopping list to add to their whiskey collection. So the poll has now ended. It is thinking about it.
The list that never ends.
The list that never ends.
It's a dangerous list, it is. I think I've got a spreadsheet in my to buy section. It's definitely crossed 50 now. And I've got so many price like alerts on different things. And every day I'll do the routine. I'll before I start work, I'll load up all my system and that lot, and then I'll just go through, master them out, what's new, what's on sale. Okay, cool. Tydrum, is it? Go through their sale. Royal Mile Whiskey, go through their sale. Within 3 minutes, I just have a gander, see what offers are, and any of bottles I can cross off my list.
Mate, you could
cheap.
You could monetize that so easily by getting an affiliate program on the go for each of them, and then when you found good deals that you're not interested in, just post them on your website and go boom, save people the faff of what you're doing. That's a service you're doing there.
It is, but whether people, I don't know if I have the trustworthiness. I don't think people think the man who wears shades indoors has taste. Share like this is kind of hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that self-deprecation or whatever, but you're doing an amazing job, mate. Amazing job. And there's 124 people watching that say different.
Are they thinking that I'm not doing an amazing job? Is that what you're saying?
No, that you are doing an amazing job.
You've been reading the comments I've missed.
No, the only one I saw was someone telling me to shut up, so that's all good.
Was that on the? Sorry, I shouldn't get involved in the chat. That was me. Sorry. I'm not buying the Aqvavitae 10 cash strength. I can't afford it this month. Stop talking about it. I think with that one, we'll dive into what the slappers have put forward. So we've got the Ardnam Merkin 10, Glencadam 10, the Brooklady Old School. I didn't realize that was a 10-year-old. Did either of you try that?
No.
I've not tried it. No.
Really good. Really, really good. I had it blind. Graham, the legend at Brooklady, I think it was after a video I'd done where I sang praises about Brooklady. He works there and it's like, they've got this little selection pack they're sending to influencers. Would you like a pop on it as well? And they're 3 blind, and one was the Old School, one was Yellow Submarine, and I don't know what the third one is yet. They've not announced it, but all 3 were spectacular. It was covered on dram face, and they're so good. Brooklady has just turned it around for me. We've got Lefroy 10 cash strength, great shout by Davy. Craigellachie 13. The one I thought someone was going to pick tonight. Doing the 10 to 13-year-old age range, I thought Craigellachie 13, the oily beast, would slip in. Bent with the Springbank 10. Ian with Glenmorangie 12. I'm pretty sure he put a comment saying it's not the best, but it's like a go-to, that's what whiskey needs to be at times. Another Springbank 12 cash strength, and then a Bunnahabhain 12 cash strength. So
that would have been my second choice.
I haven't tried it yet. Is it worth grabbing?
Honestly, for me, the core range, I love the Sturada. It's cheap and it's probably my favourite of the range. I prefer it to the 12. I'm not the biggest 12 fan. And the 12 cash strength, even though I said earlier to Vin, 46% cash strength, it's not always worth it. In that case, it really is. The cash strength is just one of my favourite bottles. But not better than the Springbank, unfortunately.
So that's another one on my list tonight. It's going to be an expensive and problem after doing the stream. You kind of still got that adrenaline rush and you're knackered and you're tired and you've had a few drams. So it's the worst time to be shopping online for whiskey
It really
bottles
is.
after tonight.
Maybe the best time, because then you'll actually get them in.
That's true. I'm so dreadful. Like, I don't like spending money. I never have.
So
we're going away on a little our first family holiday with since my little lad was born last year, and it's a case of, okay, how expensive is this going to be? We're going in the school holidays. Okay, can we get any cheaper? Can we go a week earlier? But I'm sure my wife still thinks I'm fun, so we'll move on from that, and we'll dive into the 14 to 17-year-old age statement. I think this is probably the trickiest age category.
Yeah,
I don't know if you both agree. You've got the 15 and the 16-year-old in there, but I feel like it's quite that middle age. I think some Scotch can be very much at its best, but I feel overall the price is harder to kind of balance out with it.
I knew which one I was going for straight away with this one, so I can't say it was hard. But I don't think it's going to win. I'm pretty sure it's not going to win. It's just love it.
Well, but with that confidence, that means you're going first on this one, because it took me a while to pick this choice. Are you ready for your 14 to 17-year-old pick? Could I just pause for a second? If this wasn't a whiskey channel, the wording and phrasing we're using tonight just sounds so dreadful out of context.
You've got to be really careful about the titles you put into stuff as well, because, you know, like it's like a great 16-year-old. You can't put that. Can't put that.
Yeah, I prefer a 12 or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to making sure this is very much a whiskey talk here. Carry on, buddy.
So, I will just mention, because I spoke to you before, Jeff, about this. I'll just mention a dram that I had, because it was better than the bottle I'm going to talk to, but it's the same distillery. I was at the whiskey show last year, and there was a really nice guy who I got on with. He has an Instagram account, and he went halves with me on. We shared a dram that he got for us. It was from the 1960s, a Lafroig 15, and I used my point thing that you get on the Lafroig 33, and it was nowhere near as good as the 15 from the 60s. It was the most tropical fruit forward Lafroig I've ever had in my life. The peat was less. It was probably one of the best drams I've ever had as just one dram. But the bottle is going to be the discontinued Lafroig 16 that used to be an Amazon exclusive. For me, that's, to this day, my favourite Lafroig. It was 80 to 85 pounds flat rate, and then they discontinued it for the 18 at 180 pounds, which I did a review of them both, and I actually prefer the 16 still. It was amazing. It got softer, the pine got stronger. It was just amazing. So Lafroig 16.
So that's a strong start. So following on from that one, I feel like it's only best I go next. So from Lafroig 16, my pick is, we're bringing it down slightly. I like to lower the tone, so we're going to lower the age slightly. And my pick is Lafroig 15.
Oh dear.
The new release, the increase in ABV up to 46%. I didn't think how I was going to love this whiskey. I love the quarter cask. The 10, I've just so disappointed in. I really didn't get on with that, and I love the unique taste of Lafroig. But this 15 is just stonkingly good. It's everything you want in Lafroig: the ash, the iodine, that funky phenolics, and it just has so many, as you said, tropical fruits. This is smoked pineapple. When you go to a barbecue, they got a pig on the stick, and then they've got a pineapple shoved in there for good measure. I'm not going to say which end, but this is just spectacular liquid. Generally blew me away. I think I had to make a video on this straight away after getting it. And yeah, this is my pick. So different to yours. You've gone Lafroig 16. I've gone Lafroig 15.
Yeah.
We'll let the age difference battle it out.
They're both bourbon barrels, aren't they? That new 15 is just bourbon, right? Yeah.
Yeah, pure bourbon barrel, pure perfection. Thank you for bringing that up. Vin, are you ready to top? Are you joining the Lefroy train, or are you hopping onto something else?
Well, it's funny that because I was surprised to see the Lefroy's on there. But no, I'm going off piste on this one here. And I'm going off piste very, very far because most people who watch my channel know that I'm not typically that into my sherried whiskies. If there's peat involved as well, I'm usually okay with it. That's because I get a lot of sulfur in my whiskey. If it's there, I'm really sensitive to it. Anyway, the rest of my whiskies today are going to be independently bottled whiskies, not by choice, but because as we get to the higher age statements, I find the affordability goes down a little bit for me. So I find myself sitting quite naturally in indie space. So yeah, I don't expect this to do well, but it is the alternative to Lefroy's if you want one. Today I've got a signatory vintage Pulteney 16-year-old. Now this one actually came my way randomly because someone on my Discord had a couple of bottles that they didn't really vibe with, and they wanted to sell them for not cost price, but minus the amount of whiskey they'd had. This is still available now. It's about 88 quid, 56.1%. But this is a bold statement to make now, but this is the best Pulteney I've tried since they got rid of the 17 back in the day, which was a unicorn whiskey for me. Superb dram. But every single person I've poured this for has absolutely loved it. It's a quintessential sherried whiskey. I know there's going to be a few people that don't like that, but this is, I absolutely love this whiskey, so much so that I've had to hide it from myself again, like, Jeff said earlier. But I as I was scrabbing around, Ash said it was nice and easy for him to pick this one. But for me, real challenge to find something in this bracket that was worth bringing out. And the minute I saw this at the back of my cupboard, I was like, yes, absolutely have to bring this out. But truth be told, I don't expect it to do very well in the vote, but this is just absolutely stunning stuff. Pulteney do a really good job.
No, it sounds spectacular.
Pulteney's at that age range,
yeah,
for sure.
See, I've not gone beyond. Is it the entry one? Is that a 40% 12-year-old? The entry?
To be honest, I didn't vibe massively with the 15.
No.
I believe the 17 and even the 18 were much better.
Yeah, the 17, it's one of those bottles. Whiskies come and go, the stocks change, whatever. But when they got rid of that 17, it was a real blow to the industry generally, I think. Anyone who tried it, like there's a guy in our local club who's got like 4 or 5 bottles of it stashed underneath in his cupboard. And he, every now and again, he brings one to the club and lets us open it like a superstar that he is. But yeah, absolutely stunning. It's a stunning distillery. Some of their NASs are a bit weak, I think, it's fair to say. But when you bring in that maritime vibe to a sherried whiskey or whatever you've got going, yeah, it's superb stuff.
And how much did you say it was? 88.
Yeah, it's hang on, it's 88 quid on the various websites right now. Yeah, if it's the same. Just checking. Yeah, it is the same cask. Yeah. You got to be careful about this sort of stuff, don't you, with signatory?
Yeah, and you've got a lot of praise off the bat. That's a win for Vin. Yeah, love at IB Pulteney.
Oh,
love a Pulteney for sure.
Is this the one?
I think it is. Yeah.
I think you might have cancelled each other out with the two Lefroy's.
we split the market. Yeah, there's so much and the old Pulteney. I've only had the 12, and I really like that, and I want more.
The 12 is
I love salt.
See,
I love salty whiskey.
Yeah.
So I really need to step up and try more of these. So I've noted it down on the list. I've seen that the speed, the tempo of the night has slowed down slightly. I think it's because I keep derailing the conversation to talk about things like lube. So we're going to speed on through, and we're going to end that poll because it's a clear first, second, and third. In first, storming ahead, absolutely storming. Vin pretending he didn't vote for himself here, but he did.
Of course I did. Yeah.
The old Pulteney 16, 63%, big win. And what's next? Which one was yours? Which one was mine, Ash? I'm the 15.
I went 16. The old 16.
Okay.
You went the new 15, right? Not the old.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, the 46. I've heard mixed things about the old 15. I've never tried it, but that new one, I fully recommend it to anyone. I compared it recently to their French oak Cardes release.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely dances all over it, stomps it into the ground. The Lefroy 15 is just it's just an absolute jam. I didn't realize I had to add
honestly, if you ever see the 16, Jeff, it's really worth it.
Okay, well, I'm afraid to say the old Pulteney in this round is most likely going to get my money as well, because that sounds spectacular.
It is, honestly. There's nothing wrong with it at all. You know, it's quite oaky, I will say. If you are into your sherried whiskies and you like them a little bit like less in your face, but this is very much sherry. It's like, I don't like to use the word sherry bomb, but it is. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the Vpub effect has started. You've got, I don't know how to pronounce your name, for say XIRX. I'm going to attempt it. Irix. And they said they're already hunting this Pulteney down. So it could be a case of we're leading to like a site-wide sellout of this bottle following tonight.
Could you imagine that? They'll be looking up it tomorrow being like, hey, this has been sat around for years and suddenly it's gone.
The 17-year-old is beautiful, I said. So that's the 17-year-old old Pulteney.
Yeah, the 17-year-old man. If you ever get a chance to try that in a bar or something like that, absolutely slam your money at it, because it's like you'll never get to try a whiskey like that again. It's not the best whiskey in the world, but it's stunning. You know, genuinely stunning whiskey.
It's one of my. It's funny you mentioned it, because it's one of my sort of like dream buys. That and the Black Arts and a few others, but it's in my top 5. The Pulteney 17.
We've got Where's Roy? Agree with Vin. Switch to indies at that age range.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got Ebhead. Lefroy was your yeah, that one dram. Believe it or not, ordered a dram in a bar 11 years ago, and something switched in your brain. I'm glad that you went down the rabbit hole. And we've got All Hail Lefrog. And it's just a fantastic brand. We got Steve. I was gifted my first New Zealand bottle this week, the Pocono Winter Malt. Can't wait to pop it. Let us know your thoughts if you do manage to pop it tonight or down the line in a comment on this video. I love Pocono. I love their designs. I think the most commonly accessible one here in the UK is a 40%er or a 43%er. So I haven't purchased it. I've got the Morris. I think it was a Somerton whiskey at one point, but I bought the Morris Muscat, speaking of New Zealand whiskey, and that's brilliant. That's the Phil to blame for that one. Glen Scotia 15. Yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't seen pop up more. That's a banger.
I haven't got that one in at the moment. I've got the 12, so that was a toss up. Yeah,
the 12 was one of my favorite value picks last year. I'm so happy they came out with it.
And then when they did that, the 7-year-old Campbelltown festival thing they did this year as well. I was lucky enough to be sent a bottle of that, and it was just unbelievable. But I obviously went with my own whiskey in the end. Probably should have gone for that one after all, but you know.
Right,
yes,
so the
many good
slappers.
choices.
Yeah, the Kibokon 15. I really need to dive into Kibokon. I've got one bottle down there, which I haven't even opened. Yeah, we talk about its opening straight away. It must have come the same day as something else, because it's just sat there in a box. Springbank 15. Yeah, lots of love for that. Menno and Craig. Ben Romack 15 from Davy. I'm a big Ben Romack fan. There's no hiding that. And I was a Ben Romack champion, so everything can be seen as, a bit sellouty, but I love Ben Romack. And the 15 for me is probably my second least favorite Ben Romack I've tried now. I really enjoyed it to begin with, but since then I've discovered so much better, in my view, Ben Romacks. The contrast series, everything has stood above it. The 10 is good for what it is. The high enzyme is banging. The cash strength is phenomenal. Is that the red wine?
Quite good. The Bordeaux wine, yeah, it's a good one.
I haven't tried it. I got a sample of that to try. Is it good?
It is good. It's way different to what you would expect, though.
Is it a bit like me?
It's got like a bitter, almost sour touch to it. It's not as winey as you think. I thought it would be sweeter. But they've just come out with a Côte Rôtie, is it pronounced? Which is French wine cask, I believe. So a different sort of wine cask to that one. Same age, same specs, I believe.
That sounds. They just can't. It's a brand that's. It can do. To be honest, it can be a brand that can do wrong, but there's majority of the stuff they're putting out is just pure gold. Tobias with the Tamdhu 15. I need to get on the Tamdhu train. The 12, I think it's 43%, which is why I haven't quite pulled the trigger yet, because I doesn't know if it's going to be worth it. I know we shouldn't look down on ABV, and I just even said earlier I'm not an ABV snob. I'm happy with the different ranges, but when you see something that is like around 40 quid, you do think, oh, it should be a little bit, just hit that 46 threshold.
I mean, if I know you at all, Jeff, like the only label you're concerned with is the yellow deal label.
Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter what else is on the label. If it's on deal, you're interested.
I am such a sucker. It's like Master and Malt will do like 1% off, and it gets me to look twice.
Yeah. Oh, Amazon, where they slowly raise the price, then bring it down for Black Friday, and you're like, yes, I'm in.
Yep. Deals. Here we go. For anyone who is an Amazon shopper, the website Camel tracks every Amazon product. It tells you the biggest deals and biggest discounts. I check that every morning as well. And that's
I think you might have an issue, mate.
Yeah, I definitely do. It's like I've never paid full price for many things. Like all the shirts, I've got a huge collection of these shirts now, and I used to buy them at the end of every summer. Marks and Spencer's 60% off because no one would be daft enough to keep buying these. And now I've discovered Vinted.
Yes.
It's an even more dangerous game. Like 4 quid, 5 quid for one of these shirts. I'm like, yep. It doesn't matter how hot and sweaty I get in here. If it becomes unsavable in the wash, I can get another one for a few quid. But that's not why we're here tonight. This is not Savvy Shopping Channel. We're turning into QVC.
I mean, it sort of is though, right?
Yeah, to be honest.
Whenever we're sitting up here talking about whiskey, you know, we want to be enthusiasts and whatever, but ultimately we're enabling people to buy things. That's something I learned a long time ago. Like I don't like the term influencer, but we are. You know, it's accurate, even though if you don't like it. But it's crazy, man. You've got to be really careful about what you put your name towards, because if it's bullshit, you'll get found out pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I've been working on, it's the most requested video I've had on the channel, and this is the influencer video, which I've been working on for months because I keep changing my mind on it and how to approach it and how to chat about it. But Roy's an influencer, Ralphie's an influencer. We're not like a paid influencer, which is, you know, you get given money to praise this. What do they refer to it as now? Is it you see on channels now, unique creator or unique content, which is
I don't know.
Where a brand will approach, it's huge on TikTok. So a brand will approach an influencer, a creator, and they will literally make adverts like a freelancer for that person, but using a human to do it. So they'll say, Shark Hoovers is a common one. How they'll just do a TikTok that includes this Hoover, which is an advert, and they get directly paid money for that advert, but they put it in a human package. It's a huge marketing move throughout, and it's just literally getting people to do, content creators to do freelance work without saying it's freelance work. It's just saying, we'll pay you this to show this product in a positive light subtly.
Yeah.
It recently happened, I think, for Lily Allen, her music tour. I don't know how much you're interested in the music world. So Lily Allen's tour has been getting a lot of bad press because she's not doing any of her hits. It's just her album back to back, no engagement with the crowd. So her marketing team have been contacting music-based content creators to include positive mentions about her tour without disclosing they're being paid for it. So it's a current little bit of drama. I like Lily Allen personally, but I thought a little bit of interesting bit, but again, I've derailed. We're on the marketing talk now. It's a dangerous subject.
Actually, something like Reb Mordecai has just put down on his. Yeah, there you go. It's like, why write a whiskey review if your intention is not to influence people to either buy or avoid that whiskey? Yeah. And that's. I mean, I started out thinking I wouldn't do that, but when I quickly realised that every time I'm enthusiastic about a whiskey, like you can tell, you know, I mean, I can be nice about any whiskey, you know, because it's a subjective format. But you can tell when I'm really enthusiastic about whiskey and when I just merely like it. You know, there's a difference between that. Because I have to say, very rarely these days, do I dislike a whiskey. You know, I can be unenthusiastic about a whiskey, but very rarely do I dislike one because they're all pretty good these days.
Yeah, and that's exactly it. It's the whole. I like how my channel's become almost helpful. People find it helpful to see what I'm talking about, what I'm not talking about. and getting like comments saying, "Oh, I'll avoid this," or "My palate's quite similar to yours. Cheers, Jeff. I'm going to try this." Or "My palate's quite different to yours. I'm going to go for this approach." So it's why we do it, is to connect to people and tell our thoughts, and it is influencing. Ralphie's very good at having a very powerful influence and telling people what bottles to avoid. Roy's very good at telling, evangelizing about great whiskey, which we all love, and it's coming from a pure, authentic place, but it's still influencing us to think, "Oh, I'll try that." He's to blame for so much of my collection. That man, words. My wife would have words of him. Probably being, "Can you please stop stealing my husband? I'm afraid he's in love with you," but we don't need to talk about that tonight. That is everyone's that I cover. Oh no, we've got the Glenfarclas 105 16-year-old. I like the Glenfarclas 105. I didn't know there was a 16-year-old version.
I didn't, yeah.
Another vote for Springbank 15, and then the Arran 14, which I know gets a lot of praise, and you've covered that, Ash, haven't you, the Arran 14?
Yeah, I got it. This was one of the few that I bought the day they came out. I really enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people didn't seem to love it as much.
Arran's definitely it's a field divider distillery, Arran, isn't it? I always say it's got a funkiness about it that I quite like. But when you say that out loud, I think specifically to the American guys that don't understand what I mean by a funk, because to them that's like a kind of music wise. So it's and I remember saying that before, like, "Oh, Arran's got a funkiness about it," and people would have a go at me in the comments about it. But it's got an untenable funkiness to it that you can't say any other way than that. Maybe a bit farmyardy, but yeah, if you can't get over that, Arran's a bit of a no-go. Yeah. But I like Arran a lot.
Yeah, and I've never thought about Arran being a funky whiskey, but there is something to it. There is that kind of tangy, kind of slightly different, understated, almost, I want to say, like off the top of my head, like fermented fruit kind of, almost, I'm thinking of maybe that kind of weird fermented fruit and diesel in the distance kind of thing. But I need to maybe pour an Arran to try that. We've got can't believe Craigellachie 17 didn't make the cut in there. Yep, I'm surprised how well loved that is. I personally preferred the 13, but lots of people said how good it is.
I really wanted to get the 16 Signatory, the bourbon barrel that's just come out for about £45.
Oh yes,
I really wanted that, but it's just UK release at the minute. It's not in Germany, so.
Oh, you should have picked it up when you were here recently.
I know, but I can't bring them back. That's the problem.
Just right. I'm sure they'll post it to you. I'm just adding another bottle to this list.
The value on that is 16 years for.
And I imagine it's
£45.
Bourbon.
I can't wait to show you my my highly aged whiskey, Jeff. It's going to absolutely blow your list out of the water.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I did wonder at first if we was going to pick the same one.
Oh, maybe we will.
It's a bottle I've got and a bottle I know you've got.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I did have another comment. Oban 14 is a worthy shout. Yeah, I really want to try it. I haven't had it, and I tried the Game of Thrones Oban. Was that Oban Night's Watch or something, which was really good? But
it was the one worth getting.
See, have you seen they've come out with more as well? The Game of Thrones range is back.
It's Creo, isn't it? Kiro, whatever. I can't believe they've done that, to be honest. I mean, why not? But that sort of ship has sailed, I think. We had that farce of a release many years ago. Some were good, some were not so good. But yeah, I don't know. That was a whole thing about a classic version of Supply and Demand played masterfully by Diageo. I mean, unbelievably masterfully. They played that so well. I mean, there were people online. I saw, I'm going to name drop now, but I saw the English distillery, I think it was, selling the complete collection on their website for like £1,000. And I remember criticizing them quite heavily for it, being like, it's not even your whiskey and you're selling it for an inflated price. But yeah, that was a period in time, wasn't it? My God.
Yeah, that was feral, and how everyone was rushing towards it, how it's all this limited release, and then what was it, like a month later? Oh, there's more bottles here.
I mean, it wasn't even more bottles. It was they absolutely flooded the market after sending it nuts. Like they must have put out like 20-30% of what they actually had.
and presented it as special releases, and then just completely flooded the market. It was insane. A delight to watch, I will say. I didn't take part in it at all. I nearly did, but I didn't take part in it at all.
I was going to say, you got, was it the White Walker is a big staple for your channel?
Oh, massive. I mean, I owe a lot to that terrible whiskey, because I got something like 275,000 views on that video, just because I sat there and absolutely slated it. And that's not me. I don't do that usually, but there's nothing good about that whiskey.
We've got great to have you in, Gregor. Cuboken 15. Yep, some more love for that. I think I've just noticed the time. I'm trying to keep this as tight, but we're already at 20 minutes past 11. So apologies for keeping you both up so late. So I think we'll fly in.
I'm drammed up now. We're good to go.
The adrenaline's kicked in. Well, as you're feeling pumped, Vin, are you ready to do the first of the 18 to 21-year-old age statement?
Let's do it. Yeah, riding the back off the previous success, this is definitely going to bomb, because I'm picking a whiskey that there's no way that anyone's going to bother going and buying, because it's too expensive. But the reason why I picked this is because, again, a little bit of a story behind it. When probably was it last year or the year before, Mac from Campi Planet came to stay with me, and we had a little idea about we were going to do various bits and bobs, and I leveraged a contact at Master of Malt, and I was like, look, I've got this guy from Japan, he's British, he's coming to stay with me. Is there anything you can send me to celebrate this? And they sent me this Japanese 21-year-old blended whiskey. Right, and the reason why I like this, so you know Dr. Simmons, Sam Simmons on Instagram, so he does all of these, and what I like to do is when I've got little information about it, I like to message him on DM on Instagram, because he'll tell you. If he can tell you, he'll tell you.
Yeah,
this one here,
legend.
It has literally on the bottle, it has distilled blank, disgorged blank, cask type marriage, cask size marriage. And then it's just how many bottles they've got of it. Zero information about this whatsoever. No idea where it came from. No idea the distilleries. We've obviously got an age, but this is a mystery cask. Even Master of Malt don't know where it came from. They just picked it up, tried it, and thought, and it got to them in a barrel, 21 years old, mixed up already. Wow. And I sort of love that. In this age where we're just desperate to know everything about a whiskey, I sort of love that I will sort of never, ever, ever know who made this, and I could just make up my own little story about it, you know, every time. They did two versions of this, one of this under this label and one under their boutique whiskey label.
Yeah,
the boutique oh, can't even say it now. That boutique whiskey club was not that good in comparison, a bit overpowering, but this one superb. However, 150 quid for a bottle, too much. Justified, I will say.
Yeah, then, contextually, it fits.
Yeah, a Japanese whiskey at 21 years, it's probably quite cheap in comparison to what else you can get. Too deep for my pockets. Glad they sent it to me. People watching my channel at least aren't buying that, but maybe you guys in the chat can tell me different. But yeah, too much money. Hardly anyone's. It's still available. That's out. I mean, it's years ago I got this, but an absolutely superb whiskey. Love it. I mean, it's just there's nothing crazy about it either, but you could spend your life picking it apart and trying to figure out what it was, and you'd never would.
Yeah. So do you think there's Ben Nevis in there?
Yeah. I mean, like, do you know what? Probably barley, Scottish barley for sure, I imagine. Yeah. But the truth is, that's the whole point of it. You could have a conversation.
Yeah.
So much of, I'm getting off piste again now, but so much of the pub conversation got ruined by phones, because you can just look up the answer to whatever you were discussing. Yeah. This one here, me and you and Ash, we could sit here and talk about this whiskey all night, and at the end of it, none of us would still have a clue, but we'd have a great conversation about it.
Yeah, the whole no one needs to be right is brilliant. It's impossible to have that conversation now. Like early pub talk.
I might be voting for someone else's dram here. I mean, he's been sold it.
Selling it.
Well, let's see. Right, Ash, time for you to see there if you can beat it and vote for yourself, or if you're going to stick with Vin's.
It's 18 to 21, right?
Yeah, legal.
Yeah. But yeah.
No.
Well, I only... No, yeah.
Take that back.
I only own a few 18s, not older. So a little bit out of my price budget.
Sorry, after that conversation, I only own...
You've literally, you've derailed me so much.
The terminology, apologies. Sorry, Ash. I've really derailed your conversation there. That was inappropriate of me.
No, so I only have four 18-year-olds. Just because you pay more when they're older. But I'm going to go with one of my favourites. It's Leche 18 for me. I love Leche, and Leche 18 is just a beautiful dram. So rich. Yes, has a little bit of sherry, but it's amazing. And the value is incredible. I picked it up for £80. So for £80, it's not too bad.
What batch are you talking about there? Do you know off the top of your head?
I wouldn't know. I got it last year for my 30th. So
yeah, the only reason I ask is because I picked up the batch 3 something like 7 or 8 years ago, and that was only £75 then. So the like charting that is such good value for money that they haven't just taken it and gone exponential with it. And I love that when you look back at the whiskies and see whiskies retaining that price point. Yeah, superb. Yeah, that's a great shout. That is Leche's fantastic whiskey.
Yeah, Leche, they always do fantastic value for the whiskies. Yeah. I find.
Yeah, I'm just quickly hunting in my inbox to see how much I paid, because I picked up Leche 18 for a disgustingly good price.
It retails now for 95. I will say that, but I got it on a sale for 80.
But that's still, in the context of everything, that's still good. Yeah. I know I don't talk about spending money, high amounts of money.
You pay 180 now for a lot of 18-year-olds.
Yeah. I remember getting, again, derailing a little bit, but I got a 21-year-old Highland Park something like 8-9 years ago for £100 and thinking that was a lot of money. And I opened that quite happily, I will say, opened that. But if I'd have kept that sealed, my God, I'd be getting sort of £400 or £500 for that now. It was the old style bottling before they went all stupid tribal and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember buying an 18-year-old Highland Park for £80. Crazy.
So I paid for my bottle of Leche 18-year-old on the Tuesday, the 3rd of October, 2023. I paid £58.25.
Oh, yeah, I would pay that today easily.
Obscene whiskey, and I don't know if you can see it behind me, Vin. Can you see? Let me move my head. This little tiny wooden box.
Yeah, I can see it.
I don't know if you recognise that box. It was previously in your house.
Oh, have you got my box? Of course.
Yeah,
of course you have. Yeah, I remember sending it. Yeah, of course.
Good old Vinted.
There you go. Yeah.
So that's the perfect house now for my Leche 18.
Yeah.
Right. So I've got very tough competition to follow for this round.
Yeah, I think probably the toughest so far.
And it's the bottle.
He's changed his mind live.
No, it's down by my feet. I'm not going to change it, but it is unopened, and it is my most sentimental bottle ever. Deanston 18.
Going for a Vpub classic.
Yeah, the bottle. Thanks to Somerton Whiskey Club. This is the bottle that I celebrated the birth of my daughter. My son's now 1, and that last bottle has gone because I bought a bottle for him. So this is my final bottle, which has not been opened. I will replace it, and it is just phenomenal. We talk about great value 18-year-old whiskey. I think Somerton Club was £50, I think, at the time. Mm-hmm. I bought it since 55, and then I think I've bought it since 60. And it is just spectacular. I can't think of the words. Honey, pears, apples, an orchard, just like walking on a summer's day between pear trees, apple trees, and walking into a musty orangery. This is a National Trust whiskey. It is just top tier, fantastic stuff. Generally, one of my all-time favorite whiskeys, the whiskey you can sit back and relax with without also feeling guilty for spending that money. So yeah, that's my pick. I'm happy with it.
Solid.
I don't think it can compete, but I'm happy with that pick.
No, for me, I'm almost certainly going to lose out on the price point on mine, despite it being a fantastic whiskey and an interesting one. You two have picked some really solid whiskies there.
Yeah,
I
but
think
Vin,
as
what I
well-
liked, sorry, Jeff.
No, sorry, after you, mate.
What I loved about your pick, Vin, is the discussing thing. Like, I think
Yeah.
bottles like that are so hard to come by, and if you have enthusiasts as mates and you have them round, you really could spend like 3-4 hours just having a chat, you know, about the whiskey. And that's really rare and hard because, you know, there's a lot of bottles where I could show you and you'd be like, yeah, I've had that, or, you know, whatever. And with something like that, it's just unique. So definitely a market for a bottle like that.
Yeah, and I feel like why it is awesome, and I'm desperate to try that on Vim. The fact that it's such a small release for a master malt indie bottle, I think you're going to have the accessibility challenge against Lecheg 18 and Deanson 18, probably the most accessible 18-year-olds on the market. So I think you've got a big challenge there to battle against.
I can already see it rolling in. There's no contest at all, absolutely none at all. The Deanston is winning out. Lecheg not too far behind, but I'm watching it roll in.
I thought Lecheg would be a shoo-in. I thought that was going to storm the bank.
But we are only at 31 votes out of 120 people watching, so you know.
Okay, get voting. Actually, no, as I should say, I'm currently winning. Don't vote. That'll be fine. End it now.
The thing is with the Deanston and the Lechig is the value. Like they're both the cheapest, probably high spec 18-year-olds on the market.
Yeah, I mean, you could buy both of your bottles and have change for the one that I've presented. So for me, I take that. I mean, I've picked it because I picked it. My other choice, there was one other choice I could have done, but it was something that was sold out long ago, and I didn't want to do that. So yeah, there's no, for me, even I would pick yours too.
Yeah, and I think that interestingly, out of all the drams we talked about, and we've talked about a lot, yours, Vin, has been the one I want to try the most.
What, this Japanese one?
Yeah, just because the intriguingness of it.
I mean, I can make that happen, mate.
We'll discuss after. Once the cameras start, we'll do a deal. We've got, let's see, some of the comments coming in. Mac, great to see you, buddy. You know which one I have to vote for on brand. Yeah.
There you go, my boy Mac. There we go. Yeah.
I'm glad. I don't know what time it is where you are. I'm assuming you're in Tokyo, but you're Mr. Worldwide
like
yourself.
12 hours ahead. So this is basically lunchtime for him, I think, isn't it? Something like that.
Well, hopefully it doesn't make you reach for a dram. Well, lunchtime's fine for a dram.
Yeah.
We got Truthful Remedy, aka Lenny B. Discontinued Anuk 18 is a great dram. I've not had any Anuks yet.
I got the 12, but it's the 18 that I think is the star of the show.
The 12 is a solid entry point, you know, and it's what's that, like 30 quid, 35 quid. Yeah, and it's great. It's fine for that sort of thing. I mean, it drained far too quickly, I will say, when I had that.
I'd rather go decent 12 over it, I think. But the 18, I've not had it, but I hear so many good things about it.
Oh, Mac's not that far ahead, actually, in the end. 7:30 in the morning, even worse.
Yeah, definitely not suitable for a dram. We've got Another Love, K McKenzie for the Anuk 24 and 90 quid for it discounts. Orange Wool for musty oranges. Yep, can't beat it. I'm fully with you on that.
On brand.
Kyle Taylor, love the Deanston. We've got a few more popping in. I just had the old jump. The jump in the chat trying to find it. Sugar Kitty, great to have you in. Hope you're doing well. We've got don't know if that's a comment from me.
That's me. No, sorry, that's me. I couldn't log in on my account.
Oh right, here we go. The truth's been revealed. He's got a special account for the votes.
No, but I couldn't get into the chat on my account, so I'm on my phone.
Yeah, we've heard this one before.
Well, I had to vote on my stuff, didn't I?
We've got Reb saying you can still get heavily peated Capadonna 18 in travel retail. It's not cheap, but what other dismantled distillery is still readily available for 120 quid?
So I've just seen that. I've just seen that bottle in Germany. I was looking at it. It's on sale for it's below €100. So
is that? So you're gonna grab it next time
like
you fly?
£82. No, it's not travel retail. It's online.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So we'll look forward to seeing the review on that shortly. Then
No, I can't afford it. I'm done. I'm done.
We've all heard this. We know after tonight we're all going to be buying.
No, I just got this Ben Nevis and the vinyl release that arrived today, and that's me for a long time.
That looks surprisingly the same color as Vin's secret Japanese whiskey.
Yeah.
We've got Kay McKenzie, the Glencadam 21 before stocks ran out, Glendronach 21 Parliament when you can get it for a price of the current 15-year-old. Yeah, it was interesting, the whole Glendronach is kind of when I got deep into whiskey where people made charts covering the actual age of the whiskey inside the Glendronach bottles. They had like a stock delay, so was it the 18 was actually 21-year-old, the 21 was actually 25. But we won't discuss that further because it might pop up again later. I'm going to end.
Do you not think though that they've kind of dropped a little bit in quality?
For me, I would say yes, but I was never on that Glendronach train. The ones I liked the 8-year-old, was it Heelan? I want to say it was called. I really liked that one. But the others, the 12, I found it was just fine, a bit sulfuric, a bit like that sherry burnt match. But I wouldn't say I've really connected with Glendronach, and I wanted to, but it wasn't for me. What about you, Vin?
I've got a great story about Glendronach because my wife's not into whiskey at all, but years ago we won tickets to a Birmingham show and a stay overnight in Birmingham. Well, I only live around the corner really, but we took it anyway. I took her to this show and she doesn't really like whiskey, but I was like, try this. And at one point she was starting to feel it, and then she was like, oh, I really, really, really like this. It's a Glendronach 24-year-old. So of course you like it. It's like 350 quid, But yeah, they're a bit heavily sherried for me. The Parliament one, whichever one that was, I think 15.
21, is it?
21.
Is it the 21, the Parliament?
Yeah, that one that's the pinnacle for me. That's where it all kind of matches together, price point and whatever. It's. I don't know. I avoid the sherry stuff, so I don't really vibe with them that much.
I had the 15 last year, and I was shocked with what it's like, really, for the money.
Mm-hmm.
You got a question for you, Ash, from Anthony. Whereabouts in Germany are you? He's a Welsh expat in Bielefeld.
I don't know where that is. I'm on the west part of Germany, just near Luxembourg.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't give me your full house address then.
I know, yeah. I did that on a video it was an Amazon box delivery. I unwrapped it and my delivery was on the video.
It's the dangers of being online. Kyle Taylor got a few bangers from those older than advertised Billy bottles. Yeah, the Glendronach, the glory days, I think, for that brand. And did I tell you both I stopped the poll? I don't know if I mentioned, but I did stop the poll. I was leaving it as long as I could. Deanston 18, I feel again a bit sly, but I've seen the time creeping away. Yeah, the Deanston 18, 49, Lecheg 42, and then the Mr. Japanese with 9. So that was only 55 votes, Vin. If the other 55 joined in, you could have stormed that.
Nah, this is the whole point of this sort of stuff. I love all this about whiskey because, when you meet non-whiskey drinkers, we're all banded together. And then when you get us all together, we're all so different walks of life, different tastes, different bottles vibe with us. I mean, I can love a whiskey and someone can absolutely hate it. And it's just, it doesn't matter about anything else about it. We can all just vibe over the different whiskeys, and I'm here for that. Yeah,
and it's the beauty of whiskey is how everything, it's the same liquid. We're enjoying the same experience, but the flavors and what we're getting out of the glass can be so different. Whiskeys are fantastic. Well, you don't need to say how fantastic whiskey is. 112 people watching right now know how amazing whiskey is. And what the slappers, speaking of amazing whiskey, have put forward. So you'll see there's less results. The 18 mark is where a couple people dropped off because that's not either their price point or they haven't tried whiskey like that. And that's what I fully get. It's a long time. I was easily down the whiskey rabbit hole for probably 2-3 years before I actually tried the higher age statements. And I feel like 18-year-old is when you get kind of fancy whiskey, is probably the right term. That feels like the time you get to that real premium stuff. But straight off the bat, Ash, another vote for Lecheg 18. Menno with the Long Row 18. The Brook Laddie redefined 18-year-old Craig. Phenomenal whiskey that is. Have you two tried that? It is amazing.
No.
No, I'd love to though.
It's so good. Unfortunately, the price tag, I can't remember how much it is. It's like silly price. And so that's why I never, beyond the sample I tried, I never dive deep. Davy, another Lecheg 18. You got a Longmorn 18 from Tobias, Springbank 21, the Thompson Bros Mystery Bowmore, a 20-year-old, and then another Lecheg 18. So it's fair to say the people are on the Lecheg fan club, and I think, but all three of us can agree, it's a good club to be part of.
Interestingly, though, this might be a difference in kind of audiences, maybe, but your audience there, very Lecheg heavy, but the winner of the poll was Deanston, right?
Yes.
And I find that that's very interesting how people come together with that. I really enjoyed the Deanston 18, but for me personally, it didn't light my world on fire at all. It was just fine. 100% of steel at the 50 quid I got it for Somerton Club, but I don't think I'd bother buying it again. But caveat that with I never buy a bottle again anyway. That's just my vibe. But it's it's one of those distilleries that I've never really fully connected with.
I think as a reviewer, it's good to hear someone else in the same boat. There's so many whiskies that I'd love to buy again. Like certainly I'd have a top 10, and I just never do. I think I've bought 4 whiskies again in my life because when you have a channel and you've got limited funds, you constantly want to try something new. 1, to learn, and 2, to talk about.
100%. Yeah, that's been my vibe all the way through. I've had bottles twice because I've been gifted them or whatever, and I'll often do like a re-review like 4 or 5 years later. But if I've already bought a bottle and recovered it, I'll almost guarantee you I'll never buy that again. Yeah,
and that's the danger of whiskey. There's just so much to try.
So many.
It's not like you've got
so much.
Yeah,
you can never complete it. It's a game that can never be completed.
Well, not with that attitude. So we are now moving on. So I refer to this as the bonus round, which is the 21 plus age statement. I know it's not everyone's bag. It's definitely not my bag. I find age statements for me personally has diminishing returns. Sometimes there is spectacular old whiskey, but to justify the price, it's quite a challenge. Do you two have a bottle for this round?
Definitely.
I do, based on a sample that I've had. I've never owned a bottle in this age range. I just can't afford it.
No.
Well, I might have something for you then, Ash, but we'll go. We'll go.
Right. We'll start with yours, Ash, and then we'll go to Vin, then to me.
Okay. So, the best tasting whiskey that I've been poured, and mind you, I'm not the best person to ask because we're talking 3 whiskies above 21 that I've had. Actually, I've had a couple of 21s, but we're talking 5 whiskies. The best one, the Ben Romer 40.
Oof.
Yeah,
that was just incredible. I didn't think, I always had a thing on that age range. It's probably not that good. The Ben Romer 40 was incredible, and someone mentioned it previously, the Anok 24. I tried that and that was amazing too. But Ben Romer.
Yeah, it is. Beyond words. It is and as a budget whiskey lover, it pains me to say Ben Romac 40 is my favorite whiskey I've ever tried. I'm even going to reach out again to Ben Romac and just plead if I can buy another sample off him, because it is.
We'll both do it, and we'll do a joint review.
I've still got half a sample somewhere behind me, and I wanted it for tonight, and I can't find it, and it's getting me quite concerned because I saved that because I was so desperate to just Oh yeah, it's for an age statement, a stupid age statement of that. It has the most life. Is it 52% ABV, 57?
Amazingly,
At that
it holds
age,
on to its proof amazingly well. Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, so the 50 I tried. It's a good whiskey. You can tell it's old whiskey. It's nice. It's enjoyable. It's silly money. But the 40, it had me think, could I justify spending over £1,000 on a bottle? The answer obviously was no, but in my head I was like, well, could I? Yeah, I can't still. I think about that whiskey a lot. Yeah, the 2022 vintage, 56.5% ABV for 40-year-old. Oh, it's just, yeah, it's my all-time favorite whiskey I've tried. And I'll recommend anyone, if you ever get the chance, to try it. You tried it. Was it the London Whiskey Show you tried it, Ash?
Yeah.
Was that after I kept telling you to go try it?
They were nice enough to pour it to me.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know who served me. I don't know. To be fair, I don't know the people there, but it was it really nice of them, and it was
Just
nectar.
Yeah. Well, you got very, 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 very tough shoes to fill, Vin. Are you ready to take a stab at it?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you permit me, before I get into my whiskey, well, we're talking about best whiskies ever. I'll tell you a quick story about the best whiskey I ever tried, which unfortunately isn't the one I'm going to present today. But I was lucky enough to try a sample of the Ardbeg Abyss, which is a 38-year-old, £22,000 for a bottle whiskey. Now, the story goes, we've got this on video, I might add. Mac, again, when Mac came to see me, he was in Edinburgh or Glasgow, I can't remember which one, but the week beforehand, and he met up with the guys who, I think, who owns Ardbeg? Louis Vuitton, whatever.
Yeah.
And he met up with the guys from them, and they handed him this bottle and a little sample of it, just wrote on it this, and he brought it to me, and we literally, just 5 minutes before filming, Googled what it was, and we worked out that the sample would have been worth about 1,900 just for the 50ml sample. And we tried it on camera. We didn't try it beforehand. We literally poured it, left it on the side for a bit, tried it on camera, and it blew our little tiny minds on camera. And it genuinely ruined whiskey for me for about 6 months afterwards, because I know I will never, ever try a whiskey that good ever again, ever. That said, that isn't my whiskey. What I said earlier about age statements, this is going to ring true differently. Bit like, you have to make a shift when you go into the higher age statements, and for me, that shift is grain. And I've been a long-standing advocate of grain. There's a lot of hate out there for grain, but I love grain. Now, the reason why I love it is because you can get something like this. Is this the one you're going to get, Jeff?
No, it's not.
So this is the North Star, North British, 30-year-old. And it's just a single grain whiskey. There's nothing crazy about it. 50%. Guess how much I bought this for?
It's going to be something silly like £80, isn't it?
65 quid.
Yeah.
And it's still available now.
Amazing.
Right. And it's the experience you get with this, because what you get the same quality as you do with single malt whiskey that you can't beat. When you try a whiskey that's 30 years in a cask, 40 years in a cask, you can't beat that experience anywhere else. You taste it and you go, this is just unbelievable. Yes, like Jeff said, diminishing returns, but you get that same experience with grain at a much cheaper price point, much cheaper. And then especially if you go indie bottling. So this one here, this is my pick, because you get these all the time. The grain is very underrated. But the magic age for grain, for me, is 25 years plus. You get grains at 15, 20 years. They're good. They're fine. But where it really starts to sing, 25 years, 30 years in a cask, it rounds out all of that harshness that you might get from a grain. And it just turns it into this unbelievably understated liquid. And it pains me to say it, because I want to keep this a secret. I want to get these good prices, because if the industry could charge you £400 for this bottle, they would. But they can't, because it's single grain and everyone seems to hate single grain. But yeah, for me, this is my choice. Absolutely stunning whiskey, still available. Yeah, natural color, natural filtered, all that kind of stuff. But where else am I going to get a 30-year-old whiskey for less than 100 quid?
Impossible.
Yeah. And North Star do banging stuff, and I'm with you on the grain train. Grain is just so underrated.
I just picked this up. It just arrived today. €26.
Yeah.
So £23, but it's 18 years. And 30-year-old, I think you've got a better deal than I did.
Do you know, I'm just re-Googling it now, and the Whiskey World has got it for £58.90.
Oh, jeez.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not being funny, but I'm hard selling here. But if every single person on this chat isn't buying that, you're all mental. It's so good. Amazon have got it for 70. So if you want next day delivery, you can get that. But yeah, it's superb. I took a punt on it. I don't like to buy whiskey at that price point without trying it, but I love grain so much that I had to buy it. You know, I mean, looking at the distilled date, December 1995. You know, I was 10 years old when some guy put that in a cask, and it's been maturing that whole time. Is just blows my mind.
What do you know? What year it was done in? What year?
What year it was distilled?
Yeah,
95. Yeah,
my birthday.
there you go. There you go. You're buying it, aren't you? You're buying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what I have to say? You know, it gets. I mean, some of the guys watching this will back me up, but it gets harder and harder and harder to buy whiskey that's older than you, and it gets so much more expensive. And grain is the only way you're going to go. I mean, the oldest whiskey I was ever fortunate enough to try was 58 years old, and it was distilled the year my mother was born. But that was like $3,500 for a bottle of it, and I was again lucky enough to be sent a sample of it. Stunning whiskey. But again, a grain, you would never get a single malt for that sort of value. It would be tens of thousands, if not more.
Yeah, grain is so underrated. It's all I say. It's another bottle I've just scribbled down on the list, so I think that says it all.
Yeah,
there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 bottles now scribbled down, but that's not the point. It's still, that sounds fantastic. Well,
tough
I
sell.
don't know how I'm going to beat that, to be honest. So I'm going to go with my most expensive whiskey purchased.
Ooh.
It's what I feared you were going to pick, Vin. Because I know, you definitely had this one. So I paid £108 for this. And that is the Tennant.
I almost did pick it. You're right.
The Heroes and Heretics.
Mm.
Fancy little...
The 27-year-old is this one.
Yeah. The secret Speyside distillery.
It's a Glenlivet.
Fully bourbon. Yeah, it is, yeah. 29-year-old, yeah. I've heard it's a Glenlivet. I don't know if that's...
It's a Glenlivet, yeah.
And it's just dreadful for fingerprints, but it is just such an awesome whiskey. It really is, yeah. 29 years old. I believe it's at night. So this is my birth year whiskey. It was just before I was born, 1706, 1992. And just, wonderful. It has got a glass top though.
I like that. Rocket, yeah, that's it. You got a rocket.
I get nervous every time I open it.
As an engineer, I don't like corks because then they're not the best seal that you can get in the market right now. But they're classic and they make that lovely, all that kind of stuff. You don't get that with a glass topper. But yeah, for a proper seal.
I'm sorry for the dead air, but I had to have a sip. And I've come off having a Peat Monster and Kilkerran bourbon matured, and this still has bags of flavour. I think it was you to blame, Vin. I think you covered it. Yeah. And then I kept my eyes on it. And then they did. I don't know what's happened to Hero Heretics. I've seen.
I remember this because didn't you take advantage of an accidental deal that they did? They put out like 2 coupons at once, and they doubled up by accident. And you were on it like a ferret.
Yeah, I'm the worst person for an online shop. But it bodes well because when I work with clients who have e-commerce sites, I know the tips and tricks they need to make sure they avoid because I am the worst kind of customer. But yeah, I managed to get, so it was retailing with the sale price of 136, and then I was able to get an additional £27.20 off it. which I was more than happy with. So it's probably be the only birth year whiskey I'll ever get, but it's a good one. I have shared out probably a bit too much because I don't know how many glasses I've had myself, but it's so cool when you get people who, especially if they're getting new into whiskey, like the excitement they have, it's like palpable to think, oh, this is such an old whiskey, and it's a really good expression of old whiskey. So so that's my pick. I'll put the poll in now. Let's dive into what the slappers have gone. And we do still have a quiz following this, so we'll fly on through because we're very fast approaching midnight. So they went for Aaron 25, Anuk 24, another Aaron 25, Lefroy 25, which seems to be 24 and 25 is the magic number. Brooke Laddie Blackheart 11.1, which was 24 years old. And then the Living Souls Belmarnik 22-year-old. So it's a good range.
Yeah, that Blackheart is stunning.
I've always wanted to try it. There was a 1992 ageful one, and that was the one I was hunting for a long time. But I've not tried any of the Black Arts, and I was too nervous to take a punt on one I haven't tried. But every video review I've seen of Black Art bottles seem to be spectacular.
It was one of my sort of top 3 holy grails the first year that I got into whiskey. It's not gone out of it. It's still there.
And that speaks volumes how it's still such a staple to hunt down. I'm getting mushrooms off this tonight.
That's the umami kicking in, right?
It could be the battling trying to get over the Kilkerran, which is very much fried mushrooms, but this is wonderful. Have you two got anything good on the glass at the moment? Have you drammed yourselves out as it's coming up to bedtime?
Just on the Ben Nevis that I just picked up. Just trying to get past the neck pour with it.
Do you know what? Someone, the Master of Malt, again sent me is it the 93 Ben Nevis that's the golden year? I forget which year it is. Something like early 90s. And they sent me this bottle ages ago. It was one of those ones where it was worth something like 360 quid. And I got it, opened it, did my review. And then I was like, do you know what? If I don't share this with everyone I know, I'm going to revere this bottle and hoard it and keep it at the back. And I in the end, I took it to Somerton Festival with me and was just like, right, everyone here, try a bit of this. I want to go home with an empty bottle. I just couldn't stand to have that because I got it for free. You know, I wanted to make sure everyone else, if I'd have paid my own money for it, hell no, would nobody have got that. But that's the one thing I love about, you know, it's been controversial over the years about getting the free bottles, but I absolutely love taking these free bottles to festivals and whiskey nights just to be like, hey, look, I got this for free. It's got a big number on it. Just kill it. It's good. Let's go.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I'm the same as you. I don't get many. For some reason, brands don't reach out to a man in floral shirts, shades, and short shorts. But when they do, I very much enjoy. That's always like a go-to. Like, I most likely won't cover this on the channel, but try this. Tell me what you think. Let's share this. Let's enjoy it. And also, because I'm quite, well, probably it's not the right thing to do, but I love giving bottles to people. So I'm getting so many dads who I chat to at picking up school times and that lot, and who are like, oh yeah, no, I've got a slight interest in whiskey. Oh, I like Glenfiddich. And I'm like, we'll organise a play date for the kids, and then we can just visit the shed briefly. And then it'll be a case of they take a bottle home, or they we get through maybe 3 or 4 drams, and maybe there's only like 2 drams left. It's like, yep, take that on with you, enjoy it in your own time. And that's the great thing about being able to share whiskey. It makes it so much better.
I think for me, one of the most underrated, I mean, we have not covered it at all today, but bourbon. I'm a massive fan of bourbon. I went over to America recently and I went to just I mean, you wouldn't believe the stores they got over there. Like, they've got supermarkets just for alcohol. And I've just got this old Emmett cask strength, 61%. And I think I paid like $40 for that. You know, it's like 30 odd quid before taxes. And it's just, you just don't get that kind of whiskey over here. You know, yeah, that's probably like 2-3 years old. It doesn't say on here. It's straight whiskeys. I think the rules are it has to be 2 years old for straight whiskey. But yeah, you just don't get that sort of value over here. And we don't get this sort of bottles over here. They don't ship it. Yeah, so bourbon's massively underrated, I think.
Yeah, I love bourbon. I went through a phase where I was just buying loads of it, and now I'm in a phase where I was meant to buy bourbons, and then because I have FOMO, I picked up 3 scotches.
But you also can't get it. You know, it's over this way. They've got you just can't get it for a good price. You know, they really when you get really class act bottles like the B-Tax, for instance, a good example. They when you do get a bottle over here, you've got to pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds for it, and you just don't need to. But you can, when you go to America, you could just walk into. I mean, I spent like they've got bottles of scotch over there that I don't see on shelves over here, just because of allocations and how they work. But yeah, I've when I'm over there, I had to buy bourbons for sure.
Yeah, you've got to get a suitcase if you're in America. You've got to get a suitcase and bring them around. Yeah,
because now that I mean they've relaxed the rules as well. Like it used to be, you could have 1 or 2 bottles max. Now it's something like 3 or 4 you can bring back over. But the best thing about coming home is you end up getting a late flight home that lands at like 6:30, 7 a.m. in Heathrow. Yeah. Those guys don't care. You walk up to the red queue and you go, I've got like 4 bottles of whiskey, and they're just like, no. You just go for it. Every time I've done that. You can risk it, but also when you get like the special releases, they have to charge you the tax based on what you paid for it, and they can't Google this. They don't know what it is, so they just go, yeah, it's probably like 34 quid tax. You know, I'm not giving advice to people to break laws, just to say that.
Yeah,
but
disclaimer.
You know, just disclaimer. Yeah, but my point is that you don't have to be so like stringent. Yeah, like someone's like going like Kyle saying, I travel with 7 bottles per bag in and out of the UK. Exactly. You know, because you're not going to get handcuffed out. You're just going to get maybe slapped with a bit of tax if you get caught properly. You know. And nowadays, with this new rule in hand luggage, where you can go between certain airports with hand luggage, the rules are you can't have more than a single 2-litre bottle, but you can have as many of those as you like. So you can fill your hand luggage with as many bottles as you like. Mental.
So welcome back.
The worst. Oh, sorry.
Welcome back to Vin's tips and tricks. And then go on, Ash.
I was just going to add. The worst one is because when I lived in Ireland, to go from Ireland to the UK, when I started my channel, it was all Irish because I'd just buy the Irish at duty free for super cheap and bring it over. But if you go from the UK to Ireland, you can only bring 1 bottle. They're super strict on it.
That's crazy.
So, well, it's because it's so expensive in Ireland.
Yeah.
They have the highest taxes in Europe, I think. So it's really expensive.
I feel like I can't complain now with my hunt for a bottle of Teachers, which only seems to be in duty free available in the UK, but you can't buy it because I'm only doing internal flights up to Scotland. So it makes my story of like desperately trying to grab a bottle here in the UK sound less interesting when we're talking about smuggling several bottles of bourbon. But beyond that, no crime is being committed, just for anyone watching. Everything's above board. But now the crime is going to be who won this evening. The poll was stopped and I've tallied up the numbers. Closer than I think you may think. So also, it's not a competition. You know, whoever's won, they've won. It doesn't matter.
I mean, I got 2. I know I got 2.
In third,
I only got 1.
Well, we say this, but a lot of middle ground. But in third, Vin, 10 points. Pretty good score, I'd say. I'll take
Hang
that.
On. How are you assigning points to this? This wasn't discussed. We don't need to worry about the rules here. Whoever won just won fairly. We don't need to discuss it anymore. Sure, yeah. Here we go.
So what I've done, say whoever came first got 3 points. Whoever came second got 2 points. Whoever came third got 1 point. So everyone's a winner. But now to the actual winner. So Vin in third with 10 points. Ash in second with 12 points. And then me with 14 points. So there was only 2 points between it for each person. So it was pretty tight.
just accept the win. Accept the win.
Yeah, I don't like the host has won.
Gracious,
no,
so gracious.
I feel like I'm FIFA right now. No one wants to see this happen.
Literally, by all these rules I've just made up, I win.
Yeah. I've got the, as the kids say, I've got the receipts. I'm not a chop dunk We've got the proof in the pudding.
I am literally, I'm the geezer from Talladega. I can't even say the word. Talladega Nights. I
Yeah.
win or I crash out.
Yeah.
That's it.
You're channeling your Will Ferrell. Yeah, so you
That's
did
it,
have
yeah.
a streak of 3 1s, but you did then come back strong.
Yeah. And that's funny because I thought my first half was stronger when I was putting it together, but it's all in the pitch, right?
Yeah, it's all in the pitch. But we don't need to talk about it anymore because I don't like winning. I'm proud. I'm often as I say to my daughter, you never lose, you just learn. So that's what you two need to take on board.
Yeah, I need to pick like Deanstons and Kilkerrans.
Yeah, But none of this matters now. We're now knuckling down to the real bones of the channel. We've got a quiz. It's a Vpub. We had to have a quiz, and
dear.
I did rush doing this before tonight with the little lad asleep on my lap while I one hand on the laptop. So there will be spelling mistakes, but join in
Jeff,
the chat as always.
I'm gonna have to come in. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to bail out because we're ahead. And I've got to be up at 5. So I've got 3.5 if I'm lucky of sleep. But
I was going to bail as well, but I'm gonna have to stay now, aren't I?
Yeah. What if I can assure you both I can have this done in 10 minutes and you can be in your bed in 12 minutes?
Let him go, man. It's 1 a.m. for him.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I don't mind staying for 10 minutes. I don't mind staying.
Right, I'm happy to do this fast. It will be 10 minutes. Right. Question 1: which of these distilleries has never had a standard core range 12-year-old bottling? So which one has never had a standard core range 12-year-old release?
Okay, right. I've got this one.
So have you got your A, B, C, D ready?
We can chuck it in the chat, right?
You can chuck it in the chat, or just we can shout it out. Sometimes Roy likes to write it down, but chuck it in the chat. Join in the fun there.
Yeah, we're ahead. That's what you have to remember. If you're going to chuck it in the chat, we're ahead like 10-30 seconds, something like that. I think it's pretty unanimous, though. We all know this one.
Yeah.
The answer, of course, is B, Ardbeg. So that's 1. We got this.
Out of what, 10?
10.
Oh, I've got this one as well.
Yeah. Oh, he's straight into which distillery is strongly associated with a 15-year-old Solera matured whiskey? A, Glenfiddich.
You're getting easy on us, man.
B, it doesn't stay easy. B, Ardbeg. C, Belveni, and D, Glenlivet. So which distillery is strongly associated with a 15-year-old Solera matured whiskey? So straight away, the chat's already got this down. I think you both got this down.
Yeah.
Should we fly on ahead because then as they catch up? It's got to be. Have I seen your vote, Ash?
Oh, I'll pop it into the chat. I didn't realise we were popping them in.
You don't have to. You can say out loud. But I think you've got this.
Yeah.
And of course, it's got to be Glenfiddich, the 15-year-old Solera, which I just picked up for 28 quid, which I was very happy with. I thought that'd be perfect for a video.
Honestly, for Glenfiddich, the 14 and the 15 are my favourites in the range.
I haven't tried the 14. I'll make a note of that one. But we don't have time for this chit chat.
But it's just a bourbon cask.
Yeah, light blue or like mid blue label, I think.
Yes.
But anyway, which brand was briefly hyped to contain greater age liquid than the label stated? So for those paying attention tonight, that's not how it goes.
It's out loud. Sorry.
A, Deanston. B, Glen Scotia. C, Glendronach.
You hardcore just gave me that answer, so I'll appreciate that.
Yeah. I was going to say, it was covered earlier, and I'm sure everyone in the chat, they do. I can see it flying in already. They know the score. Maybe help from Ash. Very kind of him for being generous and sharing the scores. This is what we're all about. It's a team sport, this is.
I didn't know that because it happens more often than you think, because it's never the age that's stated. It's always a little bit higher, but...
Yeah, so it was people were making like charts which would say if you bought it from this year, you have this X amount in there.
Yeah,
loads of people with
it was when Billy Walker did it, wasn't it?
Yeah. So of course, Glendronach. Everyone's getting 3 out of 3 so far. This is far too easy. Question 4: which of these is not an age statement in Craigellachie's current core range? So we have A, 23-year-old, B, 13-year-old, C, 26-year-old. D, D 17-year-old. So
think I
which
know.
one of these is not an age statement in Kugeliki's core range?
That's a 50-50 for me. That is between the two. I'm not going to say them, but I'm going to guess.
When do
that
we
one.
put it in the chat?
Give it
Chuck
about
it in the chat.
10, 20 seconds after we've seen it,
Yeah.
then chuck it in.
Yeah.
Or when you start seeing the chat going.
Yeah. I
Then
think
you
everyone's got this.
Then you can copy them.
So we're flying. Everyone's flying in this one. Yet, of course, it's C, the 26-year-old. They love a prime number.
You boy.
Krugeliki does.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know if that's the reason behind it, but I think
bet it
that's
is, you know.
how they all go.
It definitely stands out.
I just realised I'm leaning out of shot just so that I can be on my keyboard.
No, I like it. The enthusiastic is you can't get any closer.
This is like the best score I've got on a Vpub quiz in a long time, you know.
I don't know if these count though, if it's my Vpub.
No, it doesn't. Whenever I've done it as well, I've had to get Menno to do it for me because I'd make it so easy. And Menno's great at making the ass hat questions.
Yeah, I did want to channel my inner Menno as we go along because this definitely seems to be too easy. Question 5. Which of these distilleries has the youngest age statement in their core range? So which has the youngest age statement in their core range? A, Oban, B, Lagavulin, C, Talisker, D, Kalila.
Does this include limited editions? Oh, sorry, core range. No, ignore that. I know it.
Oh, see, Ash is flying for this. He's a confident chap right now.
Yeah.
He wants to leave on a high.
I've steady guessed this, but I think I'm okay.
I think most people have got it right.
Yeah.
Yep, see in the chat.
Port Escape do an 8-year-old, but
yeah. Well, I think so. If I dare say now, because other people have said it, is this the? Can I say it? It's the Lag 5, right? That you've gone for.
I've gone for Lagavulin 8. Yeah.
But
so yeah,
everyone says Port Escape is also Kalila, and they do an 8.
Yeah.
Don't they? But
I need to try that Port Escape because everyone praises it.
It's really good. It's really good.
The 100 proof down here. That's a fantastic whiskey. That is.
I bet that would have got you 3 points. That one.
Maybe.
Yeah. Port Escape's really good whiskey.
There's a lot of 5 out of 5s. Everyone's getting the pass marks in early. Number 6. What is the oldest age statement release on an official Johnny Walker bottle? So what is the
I won't know this one.
Well, you never know. So the oldest age statement on an official Johnny Walker: A, Johnny Walker aged 52.
Jesus Christ.
B, Johnny Walker Masters Ruby Reserve 40-year-old. C, Johnny Walker XR 23. And D, Johnny Walker 1969 55-year-old.
I'm guessing on this one. Pure guess.
Well, they've just done a James Bond 007 edition, haven't they?
If it helps, I'm not aware of that.
I think it can be C. I don't think it can be C because I think that's for 27 years or something. I don't know.
I mean, the Ruby definitely exists. Whether it's a age statement or not, that might be a red herring. But
I'm going to go low. I'm going to go as a B. I'm going to go B as a guess.
Yeah, I did too.
I'm going low.
So you've both gone for B. Well, the correct answer is Johnny Walker aged 52. Their oldest one. Yep, the B is true. It's a real whiskey at 40-year-old. The XR is a 23-year-old. And then Johnny Walker 1969 is a vintage release, but it wasn't 55 years old.
You've got me.
There's a couple of 6 out of 6s still.
That's a good going. I thought this one was a bit of a spanner question to throw some people off. This was the extent of my research. Yeah, this is probably the best the questions get. It does go downhill from now. Oh, no, this ain't a bad one, actually. It must be question 8, I think, where I ruined things. Question 7. What is the oldest single malt scotch released by Gordon and MacPhail? So what is the oldest single malt scotch released by Gordon and MacPhail? A Strophyla 86-year-old, a Glenturret 82-year-old, a Bowmore 83-year-old, and a Glenlivet 85-year-old. So all in their 80s.
I know my guess. My guess.
Rolf is saying it that this is an asshat question for sure.
Yeah.
It's not. It is genuine. I tried to change the wording to make sure it is fair. Technically, I don't even need the word Gordon MacPhail in there. This is the oldest single malt Scotch released, which I have. This tiny
I've gone
acorn.
same as you, Vin.
Oh, we've gone D, have we?
I've gone Glenlivet personally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this tiny acorn is actually made from the cask of the oldest single malt Scotch whiskey.
That's pretty cool.
I'll tell you my reasoning behind this as well.
Cool.
Like, I don't think Bowmore would allow somebody else to release their own whiskey like that.
Yeah.
Glenturret hasn't really got the weight.
No.
Yeah, Glenlivet's the only one there that I think's got the weight behind it and the stock that someone could have bought that years ago.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what I was thinking.
Glenturret is the oldest distillery.
Yeah.
And they do release a lot of Shafila. But the correct answer, you both gone with D, and yes, Glenlivet, 85-year-old. The oldest Scotch, it's called something with wood, Majestic Wood or something, I don't know, got wood. Can't remember the name, but yes, the oldest Scotch whiskey. I'm saying I thought Jeff was about to produce a sample of the 85-year-old.
I thought you were going to as well. I was like, fucking hell, Jeff.
Oh, they don't entrust me. I was grateful of Gordon MacPhail and chatting with their marketing team and all the people there.
And they gave you an acorn.
Yeah, I was well happy when that acorn came through in the post. I want to get a tiny little frame for it. I do.
No, definitely. You have to keep hold of that. It's really cool.
It's very cool. It would be nice if it wasn't so plain coloured wood. It looks like they really sanded it back down, but I guess they made quite a lot of acorns. It's very cool. Question 8. United Distillers launched the 6 Classic Malts of Scotland range. Which distillery had the oldest bottle? So United Distillers, before being purchased by Diageo, launched the 6 Classic Malts of Scotland range. Which distillery had the oldest bottle in that range? A. Oban, B. Glenkinchie,
I'm guessing.
C. Cragmore,
I'm guessing, but I know my guess.
D. Dalwhinnie. So there was another bottle I could have included, which would have been the right answer, but there's whether that was part of the original Classic Malts or not. There's it wasn't as clear.
This is definitely in the field.
I've gone different to everyone, so I'm definitely wrong.
No, I don't think that's true. I think this is the first one that's been everywhere, all over the place, so it could be any of these.
Yeah, no one's got a strong answer, I don't think. So this is the kind of the classic you would see it in a pub. I think this is the range of scotches you would see.
Oh.
Interestingly, someone's pointed out what is the oldest one, but it's not included in this list. So Kyle's saying this is a clue. He's saying Lager. Yeah, the Lagavulin was the oldest in this range, but it's not in this list. And Sugar Kitty is saying, or Sugar Kitty Rip saying this should have been a Banaskin. One of them was not the same as today. Oh, maybe I've not accounted for that.
I read the question wrong. I thought it was which one was the oldest.
So it's which one's the oldest in the range. Are we happy to go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, we're not playing for life points or anything, are we?
No.
So it is the Dalwhinnie 15. So you have Oban 14, Glenkinchie 12, Cragmore 12, and Dalwhinnie 15. I didn't include Lagavulin.
I knew that as well.
That was a bit of a grey area. Some people say it's a banana skin. So if people feel like you've been cheated, you can have a point here. I don't mind.
Own it, mate. Own it.
Right. I can apologise. So definitely this is the question where it went downhill. Number 9. Which of these distilleries has a 10-year-old age statement in their core range? As you can see, we've got an ass hat here. Sounds easy. A. Rude Road. B. Ham C. Boner. C. Slick Rate. D. Ra Pig Hole.
Are these anagrams, dude?
They are anagrams of distilleries.
I hate you so much.
So hard.
Which of these distilleries has a 10-year-old age statement in their core range?
I can't. Do you know what? I can do patterns really well with my ADHD brain, but these do not fall. All I can read is Rude Road. I can't read anything else.
Yeah. I really enjoy doing this, if that's any help, especially Ham C. Boner.
I'm just gonna have to guess with this because I have no idea. I can't even pick the distilleries out of this.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got C now.
I will say I'm a very benevolent quiz master. That's all I'm gonna say.
I know this is nothing to be proud of, but I've now figured out C and D. I am proud of that.
Yeah. And I've enjoyed the takes a sick mind to think of using an anagram, #Menno. I felt like I had to bring something to the table because it was so easy.
It's got to be that, isn't it?
Now, are you wanting me to still progress speedily through this quiz, or are you wanting me to take time?
I've done my guess. I don't care.
I'm going with the crowd. I'm going with the crowd with this one.
So what's the crowd saying? C, D, A, C, D. It's quite a mix.
Most are saying C, right?
You'll be pleased to know everyone's a winner. All of these have a 10-year-old age statement. Edredor, Ben Romack, Talisker, and Lefroy. So everyone gets a point because I felt too much like this was a horrid question. So yeah, everyone's got a 10-year-old age statement. Edredor can be translated as Rude Road. Ben Romack can be Hamsey Boner. And Talisker and Lefroy were a bit more of a stretch. So
Jeff, that's the most disgusting question I've ever been asked in my life.
Previously, I didn't have Talisker in there. I had Ardbeg. No, not Ardbeg. Which one doesn't have a 10-year-old? Kalila. And then I thought if it was an actual question, it'd be too hard. So I've made everyone a winner. And number 10, another bad question. Which animal on the label is on the oldest age statement in the flora and fauna range? So what animal on the label is on the oldest age statement in the flora and fauna range?
I mean, if you'd have asked me what the oldest age statement in the flora and fauna range is, I still wouldn't know the answers to that, let alone the animal that's on it.
I'm enjoying the responses to the last question.
Horrific.
That's not how that works. Welcome to the Jeff Pub. Nothing makes sense. All right. You have A, badger, B, otter, C, porpoise, and D, swans.
I'm going an early guess here.
Yeah, early guess because no idea.
I think it's I made it easier because some of them were the same ages, which I was going to include, and then go by like vintages and be really pedantic. And I've also picked more obvious animals because some I had no clue what the animal was on the label, so I didn't include those ones. Right, so it's a good mix. We've got some A's, some D's, B, D, Ian with a D, Truthful Remedy with a B. It's quite a good mix. Is everyone ready?
Yeah, I went swans. I went D.
You went for swans. Did you go for badger, Vin, did I say?
Badger.
There's no mushrooms here, but we have A, badger, a Julane 16-year-old.
What a guess.
B, the otter is from a Blair Ethel. C, porpoise is from a Teaneck. And D, swans is from a Linkwood. So I think that's a question that may make Menno proud.
Oh, without a doubt. That's an unbelievable. I mean, the last one, I'll forget that. I mean, I'm glad you made everyone a winner still because it was despicable. But that's a properly good question, that, mate. Yeah, that's. I mean, I didn't even get Edredor and Ben Romack from it. I managed to figure out Talisker and Lefroy, but
just an admittance here. I didn't get any of them. I just put a random one down.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I'm awful at that.
Taking part. Of course, I go a huge thank you to the patrons who really do support this channel and keep everything running. So I'm very grateful for everyone and grateful to everyone watching. Let's hide this. Ash, I'm very grateful for you joining. I know it's silly o'clock where you are. I tried to keep that last bit as quick as possible. And Vin, beyond grateful for you joining, mate. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I've very much enjoyed it and grateful for you joining me. I'll let you two.
I love being on. Whenever I get invited on, I'll happily come on. It's been great. Thank you. Thanks to everyone in the chat as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, Vin's texted me something very different. Do not contact me again.
Do you know the exact opposite, man? Because I genuinely, I always disliked organising these things. I tried to do it as best I could when I was doing my thing. Always hated being the one in the control panel. Much rather turn up and drink and be happy and chat. So it's nice to be pulled out of retirement to do this. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Well, very, very grateful for you both joining. And with that one, cheers to you both. I'll do a final goodbye, but you can head off to bed now. You're welcome to stay and say goodnight after the stream, but I know you need to head on. So all the best, guys. Cheers.
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 So this has been the pop-up Vpub. Jim and David, so Whiskey Novice and Drinks Whiskey, will be covering their own pop-up Vpubs. I'll include their links or the dates they're covering in the comments below when I get a chance. I'm probably going to go to bed first because putting that quiz together was hard work. I hope you all enjoyed it. Very grateful for you watching. Grateful for your time. And of course, grateful to Roy for creating this brilliant space to chat about whiskey. Nothing else to say. Let's hover over the end stream button ready. Grateful for you all being here. All the best. Cheers.